Welcome to the stream, everyone. If you're new here, make sure you subscribe. Everyone like the video. We got a lot going on, and I'm going to get into the real reason Biden took out the leader of Al-Qaeda all of a sudden. And I was watching a lot of the coverage. No one's hitting on the truth as to what happened. Oh man, I tell you.
Oh yeah? Yeah, he's starting with the woods. Good thing is, he knows what he's doing.
Oh boy, it is one of those mornings. You know, the new, no one, it's time. I'll come off guard. All right. Yes, welcome everyone. My name is Brian Craig. This is Florida's longest running radio show, the Steve Kane Show, on the radio since 1977. And man, do we have a lot to talk about on the program this morning. Welcome, everyone. The Steve Kane Show, of course, is here from 5 a.m. till 9 a.m. weekday mornings, wherever you're listening to us, on whichever radio station or iHeart, Alexa, wherever you're listening to us. Good morning to all of you. So we had this airstrike that took out the leader of Al-Qaeda out of the blue. And I'm watching the media coverage of this, and no one is hitting on this because, you know, the media are Trump-hating people, including Fox News. Huge story broke about Fox News Channel yesterday, major story which we're going to talk about. But last night, I turned on Jesse Waters on Fox News, you know, because the news had broken that they took out the leader of Al-Qaeda. And I was at first in shock, and then at the person they went to. Did any of you guys watch Jesse Waters last night? Jesse Waters went to an expert, and the expert he went to, at first it shocked me, and then it made perfect sense what they're doing over there. Jesse Waters, to give analysis on taking out the Al-Qaeda leader by Biden, he went to Mike Pence's former national security advisor. I'm thinking, of all people they've got on the payroll that's a retired general, admiral, lieutenant colonel, you know, over there at Fox, they have to go to a Pence guy? And why do they have to put that on there? Why can't they just say, we're going to retired general and former national security advisor so-and-so? In fact, it's more accurate to say he may have been Pence's advisor, but that's still the Trump administration. Why did they say former Mike Pence, Vice President Pence, national security advisor, and not just say former Trump administration security advisor? It's because they're canceling out Trump, which we're going to, on Fox News, which we're going to get to later on the program. I talked about this on my podcast last night, but we're going to expand on it with your calls on that later in the program. But Fox News is busy giving credibility to Mike Pence. That's why they have his national security advisor on. Callers on hold, stand by, okay? I do want to take calls, but I want to talk about what's happened here first. So why did Biden take out the Al-Qaeda head? What is it, 10, 12 years after bin Laden? Why all of a sudden out of the blue? I'll tell you why. For various reasons. Many of them for the exact same reasons they took out bin Laden. Remember, Biden and Obama took out bin Laden. This was not a strategic military target. This was something that was done for PR purposes and polling purposes. You know, Biden's looking weak, getting pushed around by China. It doesn't look good. The Pelosi trip, everything that's going on with that. So what are they going to do? They got to do something. They got to do something. President Trump, today is primary day in Arizona, Kerry Lake's day, if things go well. I hope tomorrow morning we'll be celebrating the win in Arizona of Kerry Lake 24 hours from now. I very much hope so. I expect to, don't you? She's 22 points ahead in the likely Republican voter polls in Arizona. So, taken by the local news affiliates in Arizona. That seems like pretty accurate to me. But anyway, there's been some controversy around President Trump put out there by the media regarding the golf tournament, the new golf league, LIV, because it's Saudi-backed. And if you've noticed over the last week, because President Trump allowed the LIV golf tournament to take place at his Bedminster golf course, they've been really going after President Trump on this, right? They've been going after him. Oh, they even had 9/11 families speaking out against him. This has a lot to do with that as well. A lot of this has to do with that. It's about Trump. They want to bring 9/11 back to people's minds. I'll tell you something. Just like with Osama bin Laden, they've known where this guy is for years. If you remember, back when, a lot of you, bin Laden was so long ago when they took out bin Laden, that was long before President Trump came down the escalator. A lot of you that are good MAGA conservative Republicans back then might have been Democrats or may not have been following news and politics like you do now. Obama was up for re-election against future sellout Mitt Romney. We didn't know he was a snake back then. Who did, right? I didn't know. Did you know? No. We had Mitt Romney over at Wings Plus. We thought he was a good guy. We had him on the show a couple of times. Very good guy. I was very impressed with Mitt Romney back then. Now he's, we know what he's really about. But anyway, Obama was having some bad poll numbers. And the campaign was going on. There were some problems going on. They didn't have a clear narrative. He was looking weak. He went to Saudi Arabia, bowed to the king. Remember all that stuff? So then out of the blue, you wake up in the morning, you find out we took out bin Laden. That he'd been living in this compound in Pakistan, down the street from some Pakistani military academy. And they took him out. And then when the Democrats had their convention, do you remember what the slogan was for the Democrat convention in 2012? Bin Laden's dead, GM's alive. Remember they bailed out General Motors, which was very unpopular. Bin Laden's dead, but GM's alive. They knew where bin Laden was for years. He was probably a pretty good source of intel. The United States, so that they could have that slogan and have something that make Obama look tough. Well, that's what's happened now with Biden. Biden's been locked up in the White House, COVID twice. A lot of people think it's not COVID, that he's got dementia. They're using it as a cover story. President Trump posted on True Social that it's dementia, not COVID. And he's in the know. He's got contacts. President Trump. He's not the host of the Celebrity Apprentice. He's President Trump. He gets national security briefings. He knows people up there. He knows. When he says something like that, he knows. Biden's looking weak. The Democrats are losing. His sanity is being questioned. Is he going to run? So they needed something to make him look presidential and tough. So they took this guy out. And they probably, like bin Laden, have known where he's been for a long, long time too. And so in their mind, everything with the Democrats is about narrative, right? Putin's price hikes. Everything's about narrative. If they can get a narrative going, they think they're winning. So they get a few things out of this in their minds. I'm not saying this is true. They get Biden looking tough. He was involved in all the planning. Looks tough, stood up, took out. Now you can heal after 9/11. Plus, he gets to try to stir up some division with 9/11, Saudi Arabia, with President Trump having the LIV golf tournament, which is paid for by a Saudi, at his Bedminster resort. All kinds of things going on. No one can tell me that they have not known where this guy is for years and years and years, and he was probably, like bin Laden, a great source of intel that they have been monitoring. That's my view. Now, callers on hold, stand by. I'm up against the clock for our first break, and it would not be fair to take a call now because you wouldn't have time to talk, okay? So I will go to the phones after the break. But I do want to hear from you out there in the listening audience about this strike on the Al-Qaeda leader. Do you think it may not have been a good idea? And what I mean by that is, did they take out an intelligence asset, an intelligence source, so that he could get some headlines? Or am I just consumed? Do I have Biden derangement syndrome? Am I not seeing things clearly? Was this the right thing to do? Did Biden do it for the right reasons? I'll ask you this. When has Joe Biden ever done anything for the right reason? When has Joe Biden ever done anything, can you give me an example, that didn't benefit him personally? I don't know of any. So why should this be different? What do you think about Fox News, for an expert, say, we're going to go to Mike Pence's former national security advisor for analysis. Here they are elevating Pence. Our number is toll-free, 1-888-GO-KANE-1. That's K-A-N-E and the number 1, 888-GO-KANE-1. 888-465-2631. 888-465-2631. My name is Brian Craig. This is the Steve Kane Radio Show. We are Florida's longest running radio show, on the radio since 1977. Live and local here in South Florida. I'm broadcasting from Boca right now. The studio that I am at the radio station is in Boca. So we are live and local, taking your calls. And also, you may have noticed, if you've been listening for 15 or 20 seconds, that we love President Trump here. You will never hear me criticize President Trump. I will never disagree with President Trump. I say that with pride. That's right. In fact, I'm wearing right now my Make America Great Again hat. And this is my favorite one, too, because Trump has seen it with his own eyes. We'll take a break and be back after this. Be right back, guys.
Sidelines. Get in on the action. Call the Steve Kane Show.
I'll be back if I can get the mic off my collar. There we go.
This is the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig on Oldies 95.3 and 96.9.
An honest auto mechanic. You probably don't think they exist, but one does. Eddie at Champagne Automotive Repair in Boca will never do a repair on your vehicle that your vehicle doesn't need. He works on all makes and models, new, old, classic cars, even hybrids. Champagne Automotive Repair is the official mechanic of the Steve Kane Show. Call 561-245-8101. 561-245-8101. And make sure you tell him you heard about him on the Steve Kane Show.
Join us Thursday, August the 4th from 3 to 6 for the grand opening and ribbon cutting ceremony at Florida Luxury Cabinets. Live appearance from the Oldies, that's right, 95.3, 96.9, and a special guest appearance from the Bagel King. Loads of giveaways, including $500 in gift cards. Catering provided by V&S Italian Deli and Subs, along with bagels and. Join us Thursday, August 4th, 3 to 6 at Florida Luxury Cabinets, 2621 North Federal Highway in Boca Raton.
Women, you know menopause is no fun, but there is help available for your menopause symptoms with Dr. Mitch Matez at the Bio Station West El Rey. Hormone replacement pellet therapy will 100% stop and reverse the signs and symptoms of menopause. Mood swings gone, night sweats gone, vaginal dryness reversed. You'll get your sex drive back too. Call Dr. Mitch Matez for a free consultation. 561-320-8893. 561-320-8893.
What would you do with extra money this summer? Fill the tank? How about a vacation? During Staples Fuel Your Summer Sweeps, a Staples Rewards member could win one of five $5,000 Visa gift cards to use for, or maybe, every $50 spent in store automatically earns you an entry. Not a rewards member? Join today and enter Staples Fuel Your Summer Sweeps. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited. Open to legal residents under 50 US and DC, 18 and older. Ends 8/6. Visit staplesconnect.com/fuel your summer sweeps for complete rules and eligibility.
Do you suffer from neuropathy, back pain, shoulder pain, or osteoarthritis? Stop the suffering and stop the pain. Call Lighthouse Medical Center, 754-222-6642 for a no-charge consultation when you mention you heard them on the radio. 754-222-6642. 754-222-6642. Online at lighthousemedicalcenter.com.
Progressive Snapshot can save you money based on how you drive and how much you drive. So the safer you drive, the more money you could save. Now, if you didn't hear that because you were looking at your phone while driving, let me say it again. Seriously, put down your phone. That is so unsafe. If you didn't do stuff like use your phone while driving, you could save money with Progressive Snapshot. But saving or not, just put it down. And if you did hear it the first time because you weren't looking at your phone, nice work. You'd love Snapshot from Progressive because it rewards new drivers. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Snapshot not available in California and North Carolina.
On the air since 1977, it's the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig.
All right. Yes, we are back. I'm Brian. It's the Steve Kane Radio Show. It is rainy season. It is hurricane season. It's Florida, right? That's part of Florida life. That's right. If you have a wet spot on your ceiling, you got a leak in your roof. That's right. And, a lot of people, they see a wet spot, they know they got a leak, and they don't do anything about it. And what happens? The leak gets worse. It gets worse. Next thing you know, you got to need a whole new roof. Listen, call Tom Laporta at Laporta Contracting. He renovated Steve's whole house with a new roof, new drywall through about half of his home because Steve had a leak on his roof and he ignored it. And he ended up needing a whole new roof. And because he allowed the leak to happen, that water came down and, 40% of his house had deadly black mold in the drywall. And Steve's had a termite problem. The termite problem is because he neglected the roof leak as well. And all that moisture in his home, that breeds termites. They love that stuff. Tom Laporta at Laporta Contracting is a Florida roofing and general contractor. That's the highest level of contractor's license in the state of Florida, and he will never sell you a roof you do not need. If you just need a simple repair, he'll do it. I have talked to many listeners who have been told by other roofers, other contractors, they needed a whole new roof. Tom Laporta from Laporta Contracting came out and they just needed a repair. He does all kinds of roofs too. Any kind of roof. Single-family homes. Steve has a 2-story home, but if you have a 1-story home like I do, he does those. Every type of roof, tile, shingle, metal, whatever type of roofing you need, he does it. And also on every type of structure. HOAs, we have people in this audience who have an HOA and they run an HOA, and Tom has come out and done work for them. And there was one guy with an HOA who was told by other roofers he needed a whole new roof on the whole condo. Tom came out, you just needed a repair. That's amazing. He's also done roofs on churches. He does all kinds of businesses, whatever kind of industrial building you have, he does it all. Give him a call, and this number I'm going to give you rings directly to Tom Laporta's cell phone. He's a good MAGA guy, and you bypass switchboards and receptionist. It rings directly to his cell phone. All right, here's the number, 954-604-4602. 954-604-4602, and online, LaportaContracting.com. All right, so we're talking about Biden yesterday. Did he take out the head of Al-Qaeda for the right reason or for the reasons I stated? Pathetic poll numbers, looking weak, looking checked out, trying to throw some shade on President Trump because of the Saudi-backed live golf tournament at his Bedminster resort over the weekend? Or did he do something for the first time in his life for the right reasons? 1-888-465-2631. 888-465-2631. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Louisiana.
Hey, Louisiana.
Hey, man. Hey, yesterday, you kept calling the phone because I kept trying to get through and it kept giving me a busy signal.
There were some technical problems with the phones yesterday, yes.
Okay, here's the deal. You were talking about Biden and getting an Al-Qaeda leader.
Mm-hmm.
Trump would have been in office. He'd have did that. You'd have been having champagne and caviar this morning celebrating.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, like I said, just because Biden did it, he had ulterior motives. And like with Trump having that golf tournament at his club.
Uh-huh.
I know he did it because of the money, but maybe he should have said, "No, I'm not going to fool with that because it's too much bad feelings there."
Well, I'm glad you called in because I asked a question a few minutes ago before I took your call, and you just very well may be the person with the answer. Okay, here it is. Other than this thing yesterday, right, that we heard about, taking out the leader of Al-Qaeda, tell me something that Joe Biden has done that he wasn't doing for himself. Something that he has done for... Yeah. Yeah. When has he done the right thing? When has he ever done the right thing for other people?
You really sitting up there saying that? Are you really sitting up there saying that? Are you really sitting up there?
Well, no, I'm asking. I'm asking you. Tell me when has Joe Biden done the right thing and it wasn't for himself? All his years of
everything he could for this country.
Well, give me an example of one.
It's too many.
Well, just pick one. If there's too many, just pick your favorite.
One right now with...
No, other than the Al-Qaeda leader. No. Other than the Al-Qaeda leader.
Bill.
What bill?
But they're trying to get passed right now.
What bill's that? Something you can't think of?
No, the one with Joe Manchin and I can't think of the other guy's name.
Well, how good can it be if you don't know what the bill is and who's doing it? You're just taking like something out of the news and trying to turn that into an answer. I mean, the correct answer is Joe Biden has never done the right thing for someone other than himself.
He has took care of this country. And you see, you don't want to admit that Trump had that at his golf course to make money.
Well, I got news for you. We live in a capitalist system, and making money. Do you go to work in the morning? Do you have a job? Okay. Do you do that for money?
Yes, I do.
Well, okay. So what? President Trump's job is running golf resorts. Yes, and people pay him to use his resorts. So what's wrong with him making money?
Are you familiar with the story that his ex-wife was buried at the golf course because he wanted to get a tax break for his golf course?
Oh, give me a break. No, I know. He did it for a tax. How much of a tax break do you get for having a family member buried at your golf course?
No, that's Trump. That's Trump.
Trump is worth $10 billion with a B. How much did he get on that? $900, $800 tax break? I mean, come on.
I'm gonna know Trump worth. You don't know how much he's worth.
Because he's told us.
He could be lying to you.
Well, tell me if so Ivana, he buried Ivana at Bedminster for a tax break. How much of a tax break is that to make it worth it? So that's interesting. So her children, Eric, Ivanka, and Don Jr., they must not have loved their mother very much by your standards. Why didn't they intervene? Why didn't they intervene and say, no, Dad, you can't do that?
What we was talking about yesterday? Why would they let him watch?
Well, it's an interesting thing because you're a Democrat. I'm trying to talk about your guy, Joe Biden, and you keep bringing me back to Trump.
I want to talk about Trump.
So give me an example, a specific example in his 150 years in... No, you couldn't tell me. You said there's some bill.
I told you I can't think of the other guy's name right now, Brian. It ain't like you could think. You have sometimes you can't think of a name. Come on, bro.
If you ask, listen, with President Trump, if you ask me to name accomplishments of President Trump, I can do it. But I ask you for your guy, and you can't give me one.
I just told you, Brian. Come on, man.
No, you didn't. You said there's some bill that Joe Manchin's connected to. And you don't know the bill. You
having a brain. Because right now it's early in the morning, I can't think of the exact.
All right.
What I'm talking about?
No, and the thing is, you don't know what you're talking about.
I know what I'm talking about, and you just want to admit it. And
I know yeah. Well, then tell me what's okay. This bill that you can't think of. What is good in that bill? What is good in that bill for us, for you and me? How are we going to benefit from it?
It's going to help everybody.
How? It's pretty vague. All right, Louisiana, it's break time. You're lucky. You're lucky. Okay, we're out of time. Oh man, it's the Steve Kane Show. My name's Brian Craig. Oh man, callers on hold, stand by. We'll take our break for the bottom of the hour. Come back with more of your calls. Our number toll free 1-888-GO-KANE 1-888-465-2631. 888-465-2631. It is a toll-free call. We are here weekday mornings till 9. We'll take our bottom of the hour break, come back with more calls right after this. 31, it is a toll-free call. We are here weekday mornings till 9. We'll take our bottom of the hour break, come back with more calls right after this.
Making morning radio great again.
I think you're gonna really love it.
It's the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig. The greatest rock and roll hits of the 60s and 70s coming up this morning at 10 a.m. Now, here's the True Oldies weather forecast.
Good morning, everybody. Hope your day's off to a great start. We're going to see a good chance of some scattered inland storms this afternoon, but other than that, it's similar to yesterday. Variably cloudy, still some Sahara and dust around, and highs in the low 90s for South Florida. I'm WTBF 25 First Warning Meteorologist Sandra Shaw.
Follow Oldies 95.3 and 96.9 on social media. See what's happening in the community, have a laugh with some funny memes, and keep in touch with other good time Oldies lovers. Facebook and Instagram at Oldies South Florida. True Oldies. Traffic check.
All clear for the Palm Beaches this morning. 95 and the Turnpike are both crash-free, moving up to speed from Boca Raton to Jupiter. The service streets are also in good shape. In Broward County, though, Turnpike northbound just before Griffin Road, we did have a crash blocking 2 left lanes. It is now cleared and traffic is back up to speed. We do have some light volume right now on the Turnpike heading northbound approaching Atlantic Avenue. This report is sponsored by eBay Motors. You might not have the biggest garage in the block, but with eBay Motors, there's 122 million parts right at your fingertips.
Steve Kane Show.
Whatever you need, there's something that fits your vehicle: air filters, tires, seat covers.
What's your name?
Get the right parts at the right prices. ebaymotors.com. Let's ride.
Steve Kane Show.
Let's drop from Chris Barr.
Have you put off buying new tires because you thought they were too expensive? Find friendly prices at Friendly Tire and Margate on both new and used tires. New tires as low as $70 a tire. That's out
Give it 5 seconds.
Okay.
Friendly Tire doesn't charge you to balance the tire or mount the tire. They have thousands of used tires in stock too, starting at just $30. Call for a quote right over the phone at 954-977-9445. 954-977-9445.
This is the story of a very special woman. In a matter of seconds, she turned herself into a great mathematician or an entrepreneur. Her knowledge was limitless and still is. She could also make monsters disappear, especially those that lurked in the shadows under the bed, which had been shattered in 1,000 pieces just by giving her a bear hug. She masqueraded as a regular person at work, but as a superhero at home. Everyone knows her as Gabriella. I still call her Mom.
Your hero needs you now, and AARP is here to help. Find the care guides you need to help, complete with tips and resources at aarp.org/caregiving. A public service announcement brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Do you suffer from neuropathy? I did, until I went to Lighthouse Medical Center in Pompano. Numbness, pain, burning, tingling in my hands and feet, muscle weakness, loss of balance, muscle twitching have all but disappeared. Say goodbye to your neuropathy symptoms. Call Lighthouse Medical Center for a free consultation. 754-222-6642.
Being isolated and lonely can be harmful to your health, resulting in high blood pressure, a greater risk of heart disease, and early onset dementia. So it's important to build and maintain social connections. Try a new hobby, volunteer, exercise, or use your phone or other device to stay in touch. Visit connecttoeffect.org to find resources and ways to stay connected. This message is brought to you by United Healthcare and AARP Foundation.
It's hurricane season, and if you have a wet spot on your ceiling, you have a leak in your roof. When we had a leak in our roof at the Kane household, we called Tom Laporta. He's the best in the business. Remember, small leaks turn into medium leaks, and medium leaks turn into big problems. Call licensed contractor Tom Laporta for a free roof inspection. 954-604-4602 and tell him Steve Kane sent you.
Follow Oldies 95.3 and 96.9 on social media. See what's happening in the community, have a laugh with some funny memes, and keep in touch with other good time Oldies lovers. Facebook and Instagram at Oldies South Florida.
Please listen to Moment of Scripture hosted by Jan Coleman every Sunday morning from 6 to 6:30 a.m. We'll read the Bible, pray, and offer blessings to all who listen in the name of our Lord and Savior. Moment Moments of Scripture every Sunday at 6 a.m.
Women, you know menopause is no fun, but there is help available for your menopause symptoms with Dr. Mitch Matez at the Bayou Station, West El Rey. Hormone replacement pellet therapy will 100% stop and reverse the signs and symptoms of menopause. Mood swings gone, night sweats gone, vaginal dryness reversed. You'll get your sex drive back too. Call Dr. Mitch Matez for a free consultation. 561-320-8893. 561-320-8893.
This is Scott from Cut My Kilowatts. Give me a call today to save up to 50% on your insulation and radiant barrier and up to 35% on your electric bill. That's 954-939-1500. 954-939-1500.
Think you might have COVID? Have you come into contact with someone who is sick? Are you traveling and need a COVID test? Same-day PCR testing is available at any lab test now of Coral Springs, on the southeast corner of University and Ramblewood, near the Coral Square Mall. Open Monday through Saturday. No appointment necessary.
Now, back to the Steve Kane Show, celebrating 45 years on the air.
All right, welcome back, everyone. My name is Brian Craig. It's the Steve Kane Radio Show, Florida's longest-running radio show. Callers on hold, stand by. Quick recap. We're talking about Biden. Biden took out the leader of Al-Qaeda, told us about it yesterday, happened over the weekend, and I don't believe he did this for the right reason. I think he did it for the wrong reason. I think he did it because of the Saudi golf tournament at Trump's resort. I think he did it because he's looking weak, getting pushed around by China. I think he did it because his poll numbers are in the toilet. I think he did it because people are saying that he's checked out and has no control over anything. And I find it impossible to believe that for the first time in his life, Joe Biden did the right thing for the right reasons. It seems to be impossible to me. I turn on Fox News channel. After I hear the news yesterday, Bret Baier comes on. And this is a quote. Bret Baier said, Al-Qaeda strike is a huge win for Biden. Biden's had a couple of good weeks. Really? What's been these last 2 weeks? What part's been good? His 2 bouts with COVID? His inability to speak clearly? What's been the good things in the last couple of weeks, Bret Baier? All right, let's go to the phones. 888-Kane1, 888-465-2631. Good morning, you're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, this is Sandra from Indiana.
Hey, Sandra, what's up?
That guy from Louisiana that you just talked to, he is undoubtedly very ignorant to the fact of the news and cannot give you a good reason of anything Biden has done. I can give you a list as long as my arm is all the bad things he's done.
Well, you know, when you what's that old saying? You can't teach an old dog new tricks. One thing I've learned about people as they grow older, people don't change all that much. And all of a sudden, Joe Biden did something good for unselfish reasons. That seems like a big change in personality type.
I think he did it to show China something, because I feel this guy could have been taken out a lot sooner before this weekend. So it is all for show.
Well, it may have even been a bad thing to do. This guy, notice how they got him. They say without taking out innocents and all these stories. Maybe he's been a valuable source of intelligence on Al-Qaeda and other terrorists. And that's why they were so easily able to get to him, because they've been following him for years. So maybe they took out a valuable intelligence asset because of Biden's sagging poll numbers.
Right. And the only reason why liberals cannot tell you any good thing about what Biden's done is because he's not done any good things.
Ever.
They will not talk about all the good things that Trump did when he was in office.
Mm-hmm.
And the only reason why these people hate Trump so bad is they're jealous. They don't know how to run a business, which the United States is a business that needs a businessman to run, and because of his tweets. And that's the only reason why these crazy liberals do not like President Trump.
I think a lot of them don't like having a strong man. A man's man, right?
Right, he's a leader. He knows how to run a business.
Mm-hmm.
Like that, they want some. And did you see Biden doing his press conference last night?
Yeah, he could hardly speak.
He's speaking. He looked like a deer in the headlights.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah, I was gonna play it, and I pulled up the audio, and I was like, I don't want to pollute the airwaves with Biden. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it.
I worked with Alzheimer's patients as a nurse for a long time. He is on something because he has signs of like tardive dyskinesia because he's constantly messing with his face, and the look in his eyes is indicative of someone that is on something for dementia.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I've heard many medical experts say that. Is there, absolutely.
He's on something for dementia.
Well, I don't know. It may not be something for dementia. I mean, Hunter's got a lot of things he's on. Maybe they self-medicate. I don't know.
He's on something for his cognitive decline.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think he's declined cognitively just about as much as a person can and walk. Here in Florida, we have the oldest population in the country in Florida. So, everywhere you go, you see people that are in Biden's situation. I mean, he's really far gone.
And I don't believe he's the one that gave the order to kill this guy, because I don't think he's cognitive.
Oh, no, he was involved in the entire thing. He was involved in the planning. Did you hear that? He was very involved in the planning, beginning to end.
That's what they say.
That's what they say. He's so tough. He's such a strong military man.
I don't believe anything that comes out of that White House.
No, and you shouldn't. Hey, thanks for the call from Louisiana. All right? 1-888-GO-CANE-1. Did you know, if you listen to my podcast, I talked about this last night, but did you know that President Trump has been banned from Fox News Channel? Did you know this? Yeah. It was first reported by the New York Times, which I don't pay too much attention to. So I didn't see it. And then yesterday afternoon, Newsmax sent out a tweet. And it was a quote of Dick Morris. Let me share this with you. I saw this, I was like, what is going on? And then Newsmax shot out a story. So I'll share the story too. But Dick Morris, they tweeted this on the official Newsmax Twitter feed. Dick Morris, quote, "The Fox ban of Trump is a politically motivated decision, not based on news value, because Trump completely dominates the Republican Party and is still the biggest newsmaker in politics," unquote. So I'm like, what? Trump's banned from Fox? And then it turns out now that he has not been on Fox News Channel for over 100 days. Now, I've got a story here, and that gives a lot of details, which I'll read through some of it in just a short time from now. But now that this is public, and Dick Morris is a senior advisor to President Trump, of course, we all know this, has been for a couple of years now. And this came from Dick Morris, which means it came from Donald Trump. And I think what happened is Tucker Carlson was at the Live Golf Tournament over the weekend. He did a segment last night. I saw it on Tucker Carlson. He was at the Live Golf Tournament, and he and Trump talked. And he told Trump, or confirmed it, because the story was in the New York Times on Friday, but we don't believe the New York Times. It's fake news. Well, this one was accurate. And when Tucker was at Bedminster over the weekend, Trump asked him about the New York Times story, and Tucker Carlson confirmed it. And President Trump told Dick Morris, and Dick Morris went public with it. President Trump has not been on Fox News for over 100 days. Now, what's going to happen? Now that this is public, Fox News is in a spot. What are they going to do now that it's out, the cat's out of the bag? Are they going to have him on to save face? And, if they have him on, Now it's a little risky because if they have President Trump on after the ban to show that he's not banned, there's a very good chance that he'll go public with it. Listen to this. This is from Newsmax. The New York Times is reporting that Fox News has not had Donald Trump on its network for over 100 days, which the New York Times says is part of a larger strategy to eliminate the former president as a major GOP player. And that's why when the news of the strike broke, they went to a Pence advisor, not a former Trump advisor. President Trump's last appearance on Fox News Channel was April 13th on Hannity. Now, that does not include Fox Business or the Fox Nation app. We're talking on about the Fox News Channel itself. The New York Times noted in its report Friday that Trump has complained his longtime friend Hannity doesn't seem to be paying much attention to him anymore. So he has not been on Fox News Channel since April 13th. And if you watch their coverage, New York Times got this one right. And what came out is that it came all the way from Rupert Murdoch on down. This is a Murdoch directive, and it's gone from him all the way down. And I know a lot of you say, well, no one watches Fox anymore. That is not true. Fox is #1 in cable news. Now, I'm looking at the clock. I got to take a break, so we'll break. I'll finish up with this. But I want to hear your thoughts on the Fox News banning of our president, Donald Trump. Our number 1-888-GO-KANE-1, 888-465-2631. Back right after this. Donald Trump. Our number 1-888-GO-KANE-1, 888-465-2631. Back right after this.
The cold, hard truth. Delivered morning 6 to 9 right here on The Steve Kane Show on Oldies 95.3 and 96.9.
Hello, this is Mike at Friendly Tire. I've been in business 30 years at the same location and offering great deals on new and used tires. I have many suppliers. Whatever car or truck you have, I can get you incredible deals on any tire. I also do tire repairs at very low prices. Give me a call. My number is 954-977-9445. I will give you a price over the phone on new and used tires. Again, my number is 954-977-9445. Thank you.
Women, you know menopause is no fun, but there is help available for your menopause symptoms with Dr. Mitch Matez at the Bio Station West El Rey. Hormone replacement pellet therapy will 100% stop and reverse the signs and symptoms of menopause. Mood swings gone, night sweats gone, vaginal dryness reversed. You'll get your sex drive back too. Call Dr. Mitch Matez for a free consultation. 561-320-8893. 561-320-8893.
This week at Macy's, get a jump on back-to-school style essentials like kids' backpacks for just $24.99 and 30% off fun looks from Epic Threads. Pick up something for the undergrads too with 20% off backpacks, handbags, and more. Plus, Macy's Star Rewards members earn on every purchase except gift cards, services, and fees. See Macys.com/Star Rewards. Savings off sale and clearance prices. Exclusions apply.
Follow Oldies 95.3 and 96.9 on social media. See what's happening in the community, have a laugh with some funny memes, and keep in touch with other good time oldies lovers. Facebook and Instagram at Oldies South Florida.
Think you might have COVID? Have you come into contact with someone who is sick? Are you traveling and need a COVID test? Same-day PCR testing is available at any lab test now of Coral Springs, on the southeast corner of University and Ramblewood, near the Coral Square Mall. Open Monday through Saturday. No appointment necessary.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-838-4715 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-838-4715. That's 800-838-4715. What do you have to lose? Call 800-838-4715. Again, 800-838-4715.
We take on the social justice warriors for breakfast. Now the Steve Kane Show is on the air.
All right. Yes, we are back. I'm Brian. It is the Steve Kane Radio Show. Florida's longest running radio show on the radio since 1977. Welcome back, one and all. You know, I get up early in the morning, you guys know, to be here live early on the radio. And what's so important in my life is to get a good night's sleep, a well-rested sleep. So when I wake up, no matter how early my alarm clock goes off, I am well-rested and ready to go on the radio. And of course, the 3-inch MyPillow mattress topper from MyPillow is amazing. It will change your life. I've been sleeping on my MyPillow 3-inch mattress topper for over a year. It turns your whole bed into a big MyPillow. It has the perfect pressure point, so it relieves pains. And no matter what the temperature is, I'm the right temperature on my bed with this 3-inch MyPillow mattress topper. We got it because my wife was suffering from back pain. We slept on this 3-inch MyPillow mattress topper one night. We woke up, back pain was gone, and it has not returned ever since. And I wake up when my alarm goes off. I used to wake up long before the alarm went off. Not anymore. I sleep the whole night through. The 3-inch MyPillow mattress topper is the thickest mattress topper. All the way up to California 79. 1-800-716-4879, promo code KANE, K-A-N-E. All right, so it has been confirmed from the Trump circle, the Trump orbit, through Dick Morris, that the New York Times has had some real news. President Trump has been banned from Fox News. He hasn't been on Fox News for over 100 days. And let me tell you, you know, if you notice, they've had a pattern over there of elevating Pence. I told you last night, Jesse Waters had on Pence's former national security advisor to give analysis on the Al-Qaeda leader strike. How many times have you seen Pence on over there? Last week, I was telling you they carried an entire speech of Pence's live on the air in the middle of the morning. About 9:30, 10 o'clock in the morning. I couldn't believe it. What they're doing is they're trying to cancel Trump. Out of sight, out of mind, pretending as if Donald Trump is not a player, he's retired like all the other former presidents. That's what they're doing, and attempting to elevate Pence. And it's very, very obvious. And now that this has been publicly confirmed, it was in the New York Times, and, you know, because we don't trust the New York Times, you know, I didn't even see the story because I don't pay attention to the New York Times. But after it was confirmed from Trump's circle through Dick Morris on Newsmax TV, now we know it is true. So what does Fox News do now? Will they change what they're doing? And I want to tell you, Fox News Channel does not, I'm not talking about, it does not include Fox Business or their app. I'm talking about Fox News Channel proper. You know, yesterday, last night, or today is a perfect day to have President Trump on and give analysis of what happened. But they're not going to do it, are they? You know, if they have him on, he could bring up, why haven't you had me on in 100 and however many days? New York Times had some real news for a change. You banned me. Now you got me back to look like you haven't been banning me. So it's a risky thing for them to do. But I know a lot of conservatives say, I gave up on Fox News. I don't watch Fox News anymore. if all the people who claim to have turned off Fox News Channel actually did, would Fox News Channel still be number one? I don't think so. Fox News Channel is still number one in cable news. And they're number one in cable news because a lot of people still watch it. People that follow news, people that watch Fox News are people that are politically active and mostly conservative. And it's a strategy that, and if you notice, they've also been given a lot of credibility to that January 6th committee. Right? They got busted last weekend, the weekend before this last one, I should say, with Liz Cheney about Trump and the National Guard offer. But they've been trying to give Liz Cheney and the committee, the Kangaroo Committee, credibility too, haven't they? They've been working very hard against Trump. And for a lot of conservatives out there, their primary news source is Fox News Channel. And this is a strategy. Let's see how effective you think it might be. I'd like to hear your thoughts on this. Fox News is number one in cable news by far. Okay? By far. Because conservatives are watching it. If they do not have President Trump on, don't acknowledge him and all of this, will they be successful in making a large number of conservative voters think he's not a player anymore? Because that's their goal. That's what Dick Morris said. That's their goal. You know, it's for a number of reasons. A lot of it is, you know, you've got Paul Ryan on the board of directors. So Fox News is run by never Trumpers. If Roger Ailes was alive and running the place still, this would not be the case. But he's gone. Bill O'Reilly's not there anymore. Their Fox News Channel, they are canceling Donald Trump. Now, they very well may have him on in any minute now today, because they're believe me, people are talking about this. But regardless, even if they had him on late last night after I went to bed, they only did it after it went public, when they got busted. I'd hear your thoughts on that. 1-888-GO-KANE 1. 888-465-2631. 888-465-2631. It's a toll-free call. Good morning, you're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Good morning.
Hello?
Yeah, you're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
My name is Matt. I live in West Palm Beach.
Matt in West Palm. What's up?
Well, I was listening to you. I'm kind of a new listener.
Oh, welcome.
And you're very welcome. I'm glad you're here. Part of your point is, where do we get our information from, and how reliable is it? But I get this newspaper called Epic Times. I'm sure you're familiar.
Oh, yeah, it's very good. Epic, they're very good. Yeah, I read it.
Yeah, I read that. I can hardly get through, one until the next. But you're right. We're always misleaded, or misled, I should say. And there's a lot of confusion. People don't know what to do. And one thing I want to remind people is this midterm election is coming up, and we got to start getting people to make sure they get out there and vote.
Mm-hmm.
And make some changes.
Yeah, go ahead.
Like me can do, and it's very frustrating.
Well, but my advice is do whatever Trump tells us to do. I mean, he's our leader right now in this attempt to take back the Republican Party from these elitist snobs that don't want us to have a role. And Fox News not having President Trump on for over 100 days. I mean, that caught me off guard yesterday when I saw that. That's a long time. And that is and the story it's been confirmed by by Dick Morris. President Trump was with Tucker over the weekend, so I'm sure Tucker confirmed it to Trump. That's why Dick Morris went public yesterday. So now they're in a catch-22. If they have Trump on, it breaks what they want to do, and it's risky because Trump, he'll say, "Why haven't you had me on in 100 and however many days?" Now you say you're new to the show. Where are you listening to us at?
The Oldies channel in West Palm.
Oh, that's great. Awesome. One of our new listeners from our stations up in West Palm in the Treasure Coast. That's awesome. Right. Yeah, I know. You did. Oh, where'd you go to high school?
I went to Fort Lauderdale High School.
Oh, okay. You went to a better school than me. I went to Stranahan High School at the height of the crack epidemic in the 80s. So, yeah. I was the white guy.
76.
Oh my gosh. Well, you got a couple years on me, but not too many. Yeah, well, welcome to the show. I'm glad you found this. It takes a while to figure out the show, I tell you, because this is, I believe this is the greatest talk show on the radio anywhere, but it takes, you know, it's risky to take calls screenless. And we don't have to. We have someone here who could screen the calls, and, you know, but I choose not to do that.
Right.
Well, anyway, well, welcome to the show, all right? And spread the word to your friends, all right?
Okay.
All right. Absolutely, absolutely. Take care. Thanks for the call. So one of our listeners on our new stations up in the Palm Beaches and Treasure Coast, and welcome to all of you. The Steve Kane Show, we're here 5 till 9 weekday mornings from North Miami through Broward, Boca, the Palm Beaches, and the Treasure Coast. And on the south end of our signals, you can listen to us on 95.3 FM, 96.9 FM, that's in Broward and Boca, as well as AM 1470. And in the Palm Beaches and the Treasure Coast area, you can listen to us 5 till 9 weekday mornings on 95.9 FM and 106.9 FM, as well as 103.1 HD3. And those are all the ways you can listen to us on the radio. You can also listen to us on the iHeart Radio app. And Alexa, play WWNN Radio. Alexa, volume 6. There you go. You can listen that way too. There's other ways to listen too. I turn on a lot of people's devices. I didn't turn it up full blast, but loud enough for everyone in the house to hear, right? Okay, we'll take our break for the top of the hour. Come back. There is more to talk about. We've just scratched the surface. We will recap this wag the dog attack on the Al-Qaeda leader by Biden for all kinds of terrible reasons. Was it the right thing to do? I don't think so. We'll talk more about that. And if you're on hold, don't go anywhere. I'm Brian Craig. It's the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest running radio show. Back after the next break. Our number 1-888-GO-KANE-1. 888-465-2631. Don't go anywhere.
The new
I started the break 10 seconds early. I looked at the clock and I was about to break 10 seconds early. So then I gave out the number again. So I was like, oops, caught me off guard.
Here's the True Oldies weather forecast.
Good morning, everybody. Hope your day's off to a great start. We're going to see a good chance of some scattered inland storms this afternoon. But other than that, it's similar to yesterday. Variably cloudy, still some Sahara dust around, and highs in the low 90s for South Florida. I'm WPDF 25 first meteorologist Sandra Shaw.
Follow Oldies 95.3 and 96.9 on social media. See what's happening in the community, have a laugh with some funny memes, and keep in touch with other good time oldies lovers. Facebook and Instagram at Oldies South Florida. True Oldies. Traffic check.
Multi-vehicle crash in Boca Raton has a left lane blocked along I-95 heading northbound approaching Palmetto Park Road. Delays are reaching back into Deerfield Beach. You may want to take the turnpike instead, maybe Military Trail. The turnpike is moving up to full speed between Boca Raton and Jupiter. Light traffic on Military Trail north and southbound passing Lake Worth Road.
No, Steve Kane Show.
Streets are crash free.
I started to take the break 10 seconds early, and then I caught it, so I just gave out the number. Because I was looking, and I was about ready to say, boom, and I saw it was 10 seconds early, but I caught it. Steve Kane Show. Hold on. I know.
That's traffic. I'm Chris Barr.
Getting used to it, I guess. Steve Kane Show. Yep, where are you calling from? All right, hold on. Because we're networking with all these other radio stations, we have to take the breaks right on time so that the other radio stations are coordinated. And I forget sometimes because I get so wrapped up in the show and what's going on.
to extend the life of teeth by remineralizing enamel. Crest, the #1.
Everyone, make sure that you like the video. You know, when you guys like the video, it tells the algorithm to recommend it to people that don't know me yet. What's up?
What do you want me to do if all lines are busy?
With the call-ins? Usually I just have to hang up on somebody.
Opinions are like apples. Everyone's got one. Get
No,
yours
we're coming back.
Steve Kane Show.
All right, we are back. It's the Steve Kane Show. My name's Brian Craig. Our number 1-888-GO Kane 1-888-465-2631. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
I'm Victor from Silver Spring, Maryland.
Hey, Victor.
And yeah, this is a wag the dog situation, and I can't help but wonder if the Taliban were so thankful for the $85 billion in equipment that they decided to tell Biden where this guy was. And
well, you know, I'll tell you something. To slow down on that. You know, Al-Qaeda and the Taliban. You know, the Taliban don't need Al-Qaeda anymore. We rebuilt their whole country, gave them an industry. You know, so the Taliban may have wanted this guy taken out because he was a threat to them. You know, he's a charismatic leader of a well-known organization. You know, that there's no, you know, listen, I think we've known where this guy's at for years. I think they took him out because Biden's pathetic poll numbers. He looks like a weakling against China. Everyone says he's checked out. And the 9/11 connection plays into their slanderous attacks on President Trump with the golf tournament backed by Saudi Arabia at his resort. He didn't do this because he wanted to bring peace and honor to 9/11 victims. Please.
yeah, I know what you're talking about. I'm just so ticked off with this administration and everything they do. I can't see straight anymore, so to speak.
So I'm assuming you don't. That was something that was good that he did for the right reasons.
And he couldn't come up with an answer.
Who could? I don't think Biden could come up. No. That's an impossible question. That's one of the big unanswerable questions in the universe.
Yeah. But I remember when we took out this other guy 11 years ago.
Bin Laden.
We went in there on the ground, and we were able to get valuable information, files and other data. This time we're not going to get anything because it was done by a drone, and we miss an opportunity to get some information that we could use in the future.
Yeah, and you know, when they took out Osama bin Laden, Obama really let us down on that. He took it away from us. Remember that by the time we knew, they already had the secret funeral. They never showed us the body. There was no closure. It was like we don't even know if it really happened. You know, you understand what I mean?
Oh yes, I do.
Yeah. I mean, we should that should have been something we should have seen.
Yes, we should have.
Yeah.
Or no.
I mean, I did see the movie when they did it. What was that? Was it Zero Dark 30? I did see the movie. I went and saw it in the theater, and that's the closest. But that was for political reasons too. I was talking. Remember, Biden and Obama were running for re-election in 2012, and they weren't. They had some bad press. He was looking weak. They took out bin Laden, and then they had the campaign slogan at the Democrat convention: "Bin Laden's dead, GM's alive." Remember after the GM bailout?
Oh yeah.
So this rings of that.
I don't know if I don't think it's going to work this time. There's too many people that are ticked off, except in my area. I'm in the bubble.
Oh my goodness.
And
oh my goodness.
I got neighbors who still think Biden is the greatest thing since sliced bread.
Joe Biden?
Yes.
Do they tell you why? Do they give you an example? What makes him great? Other than he's not Trump?
They say that he's better than Trump, that Trump was a criminal and should go to jail.
Oh, he should go to jail. So that's interesting. So your neighbors think that making America great again is like a crime?
Yes.
No.
I'm very angry with one neighbor, and I called her Karen, even though her name isn't Karen.
Oh, really? Wow.
They're typical white liberal women, and two of them went to this pro-woman rally the day after Trump was inaugurated. That was the one where Madonna dreamed that she burned.
Oh, yeah, the pink hat rally, yeah.
Yeah, they went down there, and for days they talked about how great that rally was.
Oh, really? Yeah, that was the one where Ashley Judd said she's a nasty woman. Yeah, that was a great place. Hey, listen, Marilyn, take care. Thanks for the call. All right, take care. Good morning. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Richie.
Hey, Richie.
I got some news for you, unless you saw it. Did you see any part of Eric Bowling last night?
I did not watch Eric Bowling, no.
Oh, my God. All right, I watched Tucker.
I was watching Tucker.
Well, guess what? Eric Bowling spilled his guts. He had a guest on that knows all of them on Fox. He spilled his guts, and at the end of his statement, he basically warned Fox. He said, I worked there 11 years. I sacrificed my family, my children. I didn't see my kids growing up. So what? Fox, don't try anything with me.
Oh, he's threatening to tell people's secrets and dirty laundry and gossip and who's having sex with who, that kind of stuff. Oh, man, that'd be awesome.
He blew something off the air that I was kind of surprised to discuss with. Tucker Carlson is not what you see, and the other guy verified it. Tucker Carlson has a disdain for the Trump voters, but he caters to them because of his ratings. He's a phony. And he also is not a...
Well, you know, my wife has been telling me that for the longest time about Tucker Carlson, that, you know, remember he used to wear the bow tie, get a little snobby, you know, kind of like a PBS kind of guy. And he just tells his viewers what they want to hear to keep the high ratings. Yeah. My wife's been telling me that for the longest time about Tucker, so Eric Bowling confirmed that.
Yeah, because Eric Bowling said, listen, what you see is not what you get. And he's not a Trump guy either. He didn't even vote for Trump, but he says, I wasn't in...
He said Tucker didn't vote for Trump, then who'd he vote for? Biden?
Over his shoulder, but they know that he talks a lot. He talks about on the air with his coworkers is different than what we see over the air as...
Oh, he's not a nice guy.
He's phony, and I'm kind of shocked and disgusted.
Well, you know what? I'll go back. I'll go on Newsmax and watch Eric Bowling from last night. At what point was it in the show? Was it the beginning or the end?
In the middle.
Well, he should start. You know, he should start releasing. What's that?
Yeah, I guess I wrote a book.
Okay.
So you got to check it out.
No, I'll check it out. That sounds good to me. You know, listen, I like Tucker Carlson, but I don't trust Tucker Carlson. Okay. You know, I mean, he does good stuff, and and I did appreciate his golf segment last night.
Yeah, they talked about Fox keeping Trump off the air also, and they said this is all going to change. They're going to be put in a position if Trump announces they can't duck it.
No, I think that no. You got to remember. I mean, they didn't carry him on Fox when he was still president. They said that he could rally his people to violence, and they couldn't allow that on television.
Yeah, but they're hiding right now the fact that they don't put him on. They try to keep it like on a QT. You knew it because you saw all this other crap.
Well, if you remember, you know, Tucker Carlson...
He's got guts, but he doesn't respect you or me or anybody that supports Trump. He thinks we're a bunch...
He's one of those Washington Weekly Standard snob types.
You gotta check it out.
You know, I'll tell you, Tucker Carlson had two very embarrassing moments on television that I'm sure you can find on YouTube. One of them is on Dancing with the Stars. Go and watch him on Dancing with the Stars. But the other one was when he was still on CNN and he was wearing the bow ties and he was doing Crossfire. They had Jon Stewart on, who's in the news a lot lately, dropping F-bombs all the time. But Jon Stewart was doing The Daily Show, and he filleted Tucker Carlson and was making fun of his bow tie. And Tucker Carlson I've never seen him wear a bow tie since Jon Stewart was on his show on CNN. If you can find that Jon Stewart, Tucker Carlson CNN interview, it was brutal. Oh, you'd like that one. You would even like Jon Stewart for a moment if you dislike Tucker as much as you claim. All right, Richie, I got a break, but thanks for the intel. I will definitely check out Eric Bowling. Callers on hold, stand by. You know, Eric Bowling lives down here. He is within the listening range of our radio stations. We'll take our break. Callers on hold, don't go anywhere. It's the Steve Kane Show. I'm Brian Craig. 1-888-GO-KANE 1-888-465-2631. We'll be back right after this. I'm Brian Craig. 1-888-GO-KANE 1-888-465-2631. We'll be back right after this.
Wake up and smell the truth.
Steve Kane Show. Hey, Steve Kane Show. Yeah, hold on.
Buying a new mattress? Don't! Go right now to MyPillow.com and order your 3-inch MyPillow mattress topper for 50% off. But you've got to use the promo code KANE, K-A-N-E, at checkout at MyPillow.com. This is the lowest price ever. It comes in all mattress sizes, from twin all the way up to California King, and every size in between. Go to MyPillow.com and use the promo code KANE, K-A-N-E, at checkout.
Asthma symptoms can attack anywhere, like on a city street. Now, you can get fast relief anywhere with new improved Primatene Mist, the only FDA-approved asthma inhaler available over the counter. So whether you need relief on symptoms at the park or at your kitchen table, Primatene Mist starts working quickly, opening up your airways to restore free breathing. For temporary relief of mild symptoms of intermittent asthma, use Primatene Mist and breathe easy again. Available at CVS, Rite Aid, and Walgreens. Use as directed.
Hello, this is Mike at Friendly Tire. I've been in business 30 years at the same location and offering great deals on new and used tires. I have many suppliers. Whatever car or truck you have, I can get you incredible deals on any tire. I also do tire repairs at very low prices. Give me a call. My number is 954-977-9445. I will give you a price over the phone on new and used tires. Again, my number is 954-977-9445. Thank you.
Follow Oldies 95.3 and 96.9 on social media. See what's happening in the community, have a laugh with some funny memes, and keep in touch with other good time oldies lovers. Facebook and Instagram at Oldies South Florida.
Progressive Snapshot can save you money based on how you drive and how much you drive. So the safer you drive, the more money you could save. Now, if you didn't hear that because you were looking at your phone while driving, let me say it again. Seriously, put down your phone. That is so unsafe. If you didn't do stuff like use your phone while driving, you could save money with Progressive Snapshot, but saving or not, just put it down. And if you did hear it the first time because you weren't looking at your phone, nice work. You'd love Snapshot from Progressive because it rewards safe drivers. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Snapshot not available in California and North Carolina or from
Think you might have COVID? Have you come into contact with someone who is sick? Are you traveling and need a COVID test? Same-day PCR testing is available at any lab test now of Boca in the Sandalfoot Plaza where the Western Beef is. South of Palmetto on the east side of 441. Open Monday through Saturday. No appointment necessary.
Realtors abide by a code of ethics. This is Article 9 in action. Beth, a first-time homebuyer, knew nothing about the home buying process, except that she wanted to buy a home. But her realtor had the expertise to make sure Beth understood every document, even giving her copies to review with her lawyer so Beth could close on her first home with confidence. Complicated things explained in simple terms. The difference between an agent and a realtor is real. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors. That's who we are.
Ready to get fired up? Just 60 seconds and you'll be racing for the phone. 888-OKANE1. This is the Steve Kane Show.
All right, welcome back, everyone. I'm Brian Craig. It is the Steve Kane Radio Show. You know, our radio station has a brand new website. I want to tell you guys about it real quick. Call us on hold, stand by. OldiesSouthFlorida.com. OldiesSouthFlorida.com. And when you go there, if you click on air or podcast, you can listen to the Steve Kane Show. You can listen to us after the show is over. The audio is uploaded right there at OldiesSouthFlorida.com, and you can listen to the show. All right, so check it out. Okay, let's go back to our phones. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Hey, this is Mike, your favorite police officer retired police officer from Wellington. One you're supposed to call for your CC.
Oh, okay. All right. What's going on?
Correct me if I'm wrong, but when Obama took out bin Laden, wasn't Biden against that?
Biden. We're going back 11 or 12 years. My recollection is yes. Yes, he did. He was the one person in the room who told Obama not to take out bin Laden.
Exactly. And go back to, I think it was your caller.
Well, no, so let's slow down on that before we go back to the other caller. So, there's a lot of, don't lose your thought, but let's talk about your first point because it's a good one and you've opened up another part of the mystery here. There's a lot of discussion on who's really running the country. This guy's checked out, right? Trump Truth put on Truth Social the other day, it's not COVID, it's dementia. And it's a cover for his dementia, these COVID stories. This gives more credibility to the story that Obama's running the show behind the scenes because Biden didn't even want to take out bin Laden. Why would he want to take out his do-boy,
Exactly. And not to interrupt, but go back to your caller. You asked, I think it was from Louisiana, What has Biden done in the first 2 years of this administration? You should have asked, what has he not done, what has he done in the last 50 years?
Oh, that's what I asked. That's what I asked. He's been in Washington since 73. I was his whole time in Washington. One thing that he has done when it was the right thing to do, and he did it for the right reasons.
Exactly. And who's running the country? I think you're right with Obama, but I think it's Susan Rice and all the old administration from the Obama.
Well, if you look, there's a pattern. There's a pattern here. In the George W. Bush administration, Dick Cheney had a lot of power as vice president. He ran a lot of things, and if you look, you see a pattern between the W administration and Bush 1 because Cheney was in both and had a lot of influence in the second one. And that's what happened yesterday when it came out that we took out this Al-Qaeda leader. Why do you think Biden took out the Al-Qaeda leader?
He needed some points. His poll numbers are like the worst, I guess, in president history.
So you're saying that they killed a man just to try to get a couple points in a poll?
I think so on that, but also I kind of go back to what you said earlier in your show about, maybe he was a menace and they wanted him out. I mean,
the Taliban.
Afghanistan. That could be a big possibility.
Well, the Taliban got a good gig, right? It's not just the military equipment we gave them. We rebuilt that entire country. Before 9/11, they were nomadic, almost Stone Age level of existence, and their only industry was heroin. We gave them everything, modern internet and everything. We did the geological survey. They have industry there because of us. They don't want Al-Qaeda over there messing up in their pot of gold.
No, they don't. And, I think you're on to something there. I don't, yes, he wanted a few points in his numbers because he's like rock bottom. But I think you're on to something. I think some of your callers should, maybe hint on that or add to it because you're going in the right direction. Pattern. And it'd be funny also to get off point. Wouldn't it be funny if we find out that Kamala voted against this like Biden did 11 years ago with...
who knows? If what we're saying is true, Biden wasn't even involved in the decision. So why would he be consulting with her? Now, where are you calling us from, by the way?
Wellington.
Wellington. What radio station are you listening to us on?
95.3, I think it is, or not?
90. We're on both. We're on 95.3 and 95.9. I was curious which one you're listening to us on in Wellington.
Yes, it bounces back.
Okay, we're on both. Yeah, all right. Well, hey, listen, welcome to, thanks for the call.
Facebook.
I did? Okay, take care. My wife is my social media manager, so if I friended you on Facebook, it's probably my wife. All right, good morning. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Vinny from Wellington. Good morning.
Hey, Wellington. We're hot in Wellington today.
Yes. 95.9.
95.9 FM in Wellington. All right.
Maybe they took out that guy, the terrorist, because so many people came over our border already that were due for something horrible. And they figure maybe it could be a kind of a warning for them or retribution.
Now you're trying to put, then you're putting good motivations behind what Biden did. That's impossible. What you're talking about is that maybe, terrorists have made it through the, listen, if you're an Islamic terrorist, if you shave, you put on some cowboy boots, some Wrangler jeans, and a country western shirt and a cowboy hat, you look like you're from Guatemala, right?
Come across the border, they could have came way months before this even happened and getting us set up.
But like I said, that would imply that Biden took this guy out for a good reason. And listen, Joe Biden has been in Washington for 50 years. Has he ever done anything for the right reason?
No.
So why would he start now?
Good motive.
Why would he start now? I think it's a number of reasons, right? One, poll numbers, right? Because people they sit around, Americans rally around their president after a strike, like look when Trump took out the Iranian, Taliban. Okay, so there's that. Okay, two, it brings up 9/11 memories, and the Saudis are supporting the LIV golf tournament that was at Bedminster, Trump's resort. They're going after him. There's that. But I think we're also on to something that the Taliban wanted him out of the way. They got a great deal over there, the Taliban. They don't want some terrorist leader over there muscling in on their deal, messing up their country. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
No, you're 100% right. Thank you for what you do, and have a great day. That's all I got.
All right. Well, thank you. I love a caller who knows when they're out of material and doesn't try to drag out the call. That's awesome. Very rare in a caller, but it's a quality I like. Good morning. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Good morning.
Nancy calling from Nashville.
Nashville, Tennessee. What's up, Nashville, Tennessee?
Hey, this might be far-stretched, but I was just thinking about this. I think Biden, as we all know, he's not a smart man. He's a wimp.
Yes.
Hiding all the time. What I think he's...
What did you say? He's high all the time? You said he's high all the time?
Hiding.
Oh, hiding. I thought you said high. Well, okay. Oh, okay. I thought you said he's high all the time. Okay.
No, not high. And Liz Cheney, her attempt on trying to bring Trump down with January 6th is not working to her favor. And we all know how Trump was with Al-Qaeda when he was president. He didn't take anything off of them.
Yeah. In fact, when President Trump took out the Iranian general, it was New Year's, remember that? I went up to Mar-a-Lago, and I first went to the Palm Beach airport that morning, and I was live streaming on YouTube to show everyone Air Force One. It was gone. After that strike, they got President Trump out of town because security reasons. I don't think it was safe. It left. No one even knew. I broke news on that. Hey, listen, I got to run for a bottom of the hour break. I'm sorry to cut you short, but thanks for the call. There's no time. There's no time. I'm sorry. We got a break. We'll be right back after this. Don't go anywhere. Sure, but thanks for the call.
Real quick, what I was going to say...
There's no time. There's no time. I'm sorry. We got a break. We'll be right back after this. Don't go anywhere. Steve Kane Show. Hey, hold on. Be right back, guys.
Follow Oldies 95.3 and 96.9 on social media. See what's happening in the community, have a laugh with some funny memes, and keep in touch with other good time oldies lovers. Facebook and Instagram at Oldies South Florida. True Oldies. Traffic check.
Multi-vehicle crash in Boca Raton has a left lane blocked along I-95 heading northbound approaching Palmetto Park Road. Delays are reaching back into Deerfield Beach. You may want to take the turnpike instead, maybe Military Trail. The turnpike is moving up to full speed between Boca Raton and Jupiter. Light traffic on Military Trail north and southbound passing Lake Worth Road. The surface streets are crash-free. This report is sponsored by eBay Motors. You might not have the biggest garage on the block, but with eBay Motors, there's 122 million parts right at your fingertips. Whatever you need, there's something that fits your vehicle. Air filters, tires, seat covers, and more. Get the right parts at the right prices. ebaymotors.com. Let's ride. That's traffic. I'm Chris Barr.
Who's this guy with the pillows on Fox? My pillow guy, Mike Lindell. Where is Mike? He is the greatest. First of all, he does make a great product, great pillows. I actually use them, believe it or not. He's been a supporter from day one. The My Pillow guy, thank you. And he's been with us right from the beginning.
As always, President Trump is right. The My Pillow is so good, even President Trump sleeps on one. Support Mike Lindell, President Trump, and the Steve Kane Show at the same time. Go to mypillow.com and use the promo code KANE, K-A-N-E, at checkout for huge savings on My Pillow products. Promo code KANE, K-A-N-E, at mypillow.com.
This radio commercial was made to convince you to stop speeding. We can't use siren sound effects on the radio, so we'll use other equally jarring sound effects to get your attention. Like telling you that whether you drive a little over the speed limit or a lot, you can crash just the same. You could hurt yourself or worse, others.
I'm at the scene of the collision.
And the damage you cause will be beyond repair. See, we didn't have to use crash or siren sounds after all. Speeding catches up with you. Brought to you by NHTSA.
This is Steve Kane. I want to tell you about my favorite restaurant in all of South Florida, Wings Plus in Coral Springs. Wings just the way you like them. Plump, tender, and delicious, crispy on the outside, succulent on the inside. Everything homemade, nothing comes out of a can. Dozens of specialty sauces that will make your mouth water. Wings Plus, located in Coral Springs, a mile west of University on the south side of Central Area. What would you do with
Sometimes, like where I went, sometimes I got to go and talk to the board op, and he's on the other side of the building. So that's sometimes that's where I go during the breaks. Sometimes it's the men's room too, but that's to go talk to him.
Join us Thursday, August the 4th, 3 to 6 for the grand opening
Steve Kane Show.
ceremony at Florida Luxury Cabinet.
Steve Kane Show.
Live appearance for the oldies. That's right.
Yeah, hold on.
96.9 and a special guest appearance from the Bagel King. Loads of giveaways, including $5 gift cards. Catering provided by V&S Italian Deli and Subs, along with Bagels and. Join us Thursday, August 4th, 3 to 6 at Florida Luxury Cabinets, 2621 North Federal Highway in Boca Raton.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost, month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-838-4715 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-838-4715. That's 800-838-4715. What do you have to lose? Call 800-838-4715. Again, 800-838-4715.
Live, local, and in your face. The Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig on.
All right, we are back. I'm Brian Craig. It is the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest-running radio show. Steve will be back today. He's been off for like a week. He's had diverticulitis. Steve will be with us in the next hour. I have not spoken with Steve except through text message, so I don't know how he's going to sound today. But they're pumping him full of antibiotics, and I know antibiotics make you kind of loopy. Let's see. We'll find out. But Steve Kane will be back today at after the top of the hour break. Call us on hold, stand by. 1-888-GO-KANE. 1 is our number. It's a toll-free call from anywhere, and it's wonderful. We are hearing from a lot of new listeners on our stations in Palm Beach through the Treasure Coast on 95.9 FM, 106.9 FM, and 103.1 HD3. And those of you that are new to the program, welcome to the show. And, of course, this is the most pro-Donald Trump radio show you will hear anywhere. You will never hear me disagree or criticize Donald Trump. And I say that with pride. People tell me, oh, you shouldn't say that, Brian. You'll lose credibility. And a lot of guys, they feel like they got to be credible, they have to spend like every other Tuesday attacking Trump or something. Not me. And I am broadcasting right now in what I call the hat of wisdom. I always feel smarter when I'm wearing this hat. And, of course, the hat of wisdom is my Make America Great Again hat. And this is my favorite one. I have a hat rack in my office at home, and it's filled with Trump hats. This Make America Great Again hat is my favorite because President Trump, he's not aware of it, but President Trump has seen this hat with his own eyes, 6 times. So President Trump's own eyes have laid eyes on this MAGA hat I'm wearing. That's why I call it the hat of wisdom. And anytime I wear this Make America Great Again hat while I'm on the air, I think the show's better. It makes me smarter. It's kind of like that episode of Star Trek, Spock's brain with the thing on Dr. McCoy's head. Remember that? Good morning. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Is it me?
Sounds like you.
Oh, good morning, Brian.
What's your name and where are you calling from?
Oh, I'm calling from New York.
New York. Hey, New York. Yeah.
For a long time. I love your show.
Well, thank you.
I was always so nervous to call, but I had to call this morning because I kind of agree with the gentleman from the last caller. I forgot where he was from, about Biden's reason for doing this strike. I'm thinking that the reason really is because we are going to get hit somehow. And I feel that they're going to say that the reason why we got hit is because we killed that terrorist. That's going to be the...
Oh, that's it? Oh, yeah. We have very smart listeners. You must be wearing a MAGA hat too, because you brought up an interesting point. Well, now you're adding on to what the last caller said before the bottom of the hour break. Let me put it together, okay? Okay, you've just brought up a great... There's been a lot of reporting that Islamic terrorists have made their way through the southern border, which is completely open, right? And what this caller on the line here from New York is saying, and I guess maybe this is what the other caller was trying to say but didn't quite put it all together, they're expecting a terrorist attack to occur because they have the open southern border and terrorists have made it through, Al-Qaeda's made it through, and they can't stop it. So when there is one, they want to say, well, that's because President Biden did the right thing and took out the Al-Qaeda leader. This is retribution for taking out the Al-Qaeda. Wow, that's... Who in the Biden administration is smart enough to come up with a scheme like that, though?
It disturbed me last night. He was sounding so tough and so big and, oh, we're going to get you. It's almost as if he was saying, let's take it outside. It's horrifying because now, we're getting all of these PSAs in New York about a terrorist hit and what you're supposed to...
I've seen that. Yeah, where are you in New York, by the way?
I'm in Brooklyn.
Oh my goodness. AOC is your representative?
No. I'm not in AOC.
Oh, you okay.
I've to you for a long time. And I like the way you talk to your guests. You don't talk down to your guests. You mainly have a conversation, you know?
Oh, I appreciate that.
I'm very nervous to call, but I was...
That's okay. Don't be nervous. Hey, listen, don't be nervous. Don't be nervous. There's only, I don't know, 187,000 people or so listening. It's not... You know, let me ask you. It's a slow day. Let me ask you, though. You're in Brooklyn. You're in New York. I mean, the crime that I'm seeing, is it really that bad? Or is the media hyping it up?
It's getting there. You know, I've heard about these squeegee men for a long time, and I was like, I don't see any squeegee men. Last night, I'm coming home from work around 12 o'clock, and I got off the highway, and the squeegee man came out of nowhere. And he started coming towards my car, and I blew my horn. Beep, 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 beep. Like, don't come next to my car. And the guy just stood in front of my car with his hands up like, I'm not going to move if you don't give me any money.
Wow.
He stood there, wouldn't move until another car with another young lady came into the intersection.
And once you roll down your window to put some money out the window to them, that's when they can try to make their way into the vehicle and do a carjacking. You know, was that 12 o'clock midnight or 12 o'clock noontime?
Midnight.
Oh my God, the guy in the street at midnight coming up to you like that?
Off the Jackie Robinson Park.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Well, you know, I'll tell you something about the crime I see, because I'm in Florida, which is an extension of New York. We got more New Yorkers here than you got there, believe it or not, in Florida. But you know, the thing about it though that I see that's crazy is, you know, you're at midnight, but a lot of these crimes I'm seeing on television are in the middle of the day, and these, you know, like I saw a video over the weekend in the middle of the day, a guy tried to rape a woman. And, you know, and they all know that there are cameras everywhere. It's the middle of the day. It used to be criminals only came out at night. They're not afraid anymore to come out and do crime like that in the daylight.
They don't care, Brian. Yeah. I love it in Florida, though.
Really? What part of Florida do you come to?
Port Richey.
Newport Richey? That's good. That's MAGA country. A little bit Newport Richey. That's MAGA country. Yeah, that's right.
MAGA as well.
Well, you should come to Florida. Listen, we have no state income tax, and there's no damn city income tax either. I don't know how you're living. You got city income tax, state income tax, federal income tax. I mean, how do you eat?
I'm here just for work. I have a home in Florida as well.
Oh, in Newport. Okay, well, that's good. Hey, listen, I appreciate the call.
Thank you, but that's the angle. Why?
That's a good one. You're smart. Yeah, I guess New Yorkers are smarter than us, the rest of us, and the rest of the flyover country. All right, take care. Take care. I love all of our callers. I love all our listeners, but our New York callers that call from New York City, I love the most, and I'll tell you why. New York City is the #1 radio market in America. They say the #1 radio market in America is New York City. They say, because that's where all the greats and all the giants are, and have been throughout the history of radio. And when we have people in New York City, in what is supposedly the #1 radio market in America, calling us here on the Steve Kane Show in Florida, that's amazing. Now, I do want to say, those of you that are new to the program, we are live and local. This is a live and local radio show. The radio studio that I am broadcasting from is in Boca. When Steve joins us, Steve has a studio he connects to us, actually, in Cooper City. Our other radio stations are up in the Palm Beaches. We get calls from around America and around the world because we have a lot of people that listen to us online, on iHeartRadio, on YouTube, all kinds of things, Alexa, all that stuff. So we have a huge online listenership. And that's why you hear so many callers from around America and from other countries all the time. But we are live and local. And I know if you're new to the show and you tune it in, you're like, oh, wow, you know. Yeah, and a lot of times you see people come down to Florida and they're visiting, they're on vacation, and then they go back to New York or Pennsylvania or Connecticut, wherever they're from, and they continue to listen to us when they found this on like vacation down here in South Florida. Listen, callers on hold, stand by. I'm coming up against a break. I don't have time to take a call before the break, but I will go back to the phones after the break. Our number is toll-free, 1-888-GO-CANE-1. 888-465-2631. 888-465-2631. It is a toll-free call no matter where you're calling from. Steve Kane will be back today in the 8 o'clock hour. I got a text message telling me that this morning. So Steve has been out with diverticulitis, and this will be his first day back, so we'll have to go a little easy on him. But a lot has happened since Steve was last with us on the radio, but he's been following the news, and I've been briefing him on what's been going on during the times he's missed the show. But he'll be joining us after the top of the hour break. All right, listen, we're going to take that break, the last break of this hour, come back with more calls, and there's a lot more to talk about, too. Don't go anywhere. It's the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest-running radio show on the radio since 1977. I'm Brian Craig, back after this. There's a lot more to talk about, too. Don't go anywhere. It's the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest-running radio show on the radio since 1977. I'm Brian Craig, back after this.
They're the most polarizing talk show hosts in all of South Florida. The Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig. Mornings 6 to 9 on Oldies 95.3 and 96.9.
It's hurricane season, and if you have a wet spot on your ceiling, you have a leak in your roof. When we had a leak in our roof at the Kane household, we called Tom Laporta. He's the best in the business. Remember, small leaks turn into medium leaks, and medium leaks turn into big problems. Call licensed contractor Tom Laporta for a free roof inspection. 954-604-4602. And tell him Steve Kane sent you.
Progressive Snapshot can save you money based on how you drive and how much you drive. So the safer you drive, the more money you could save. Now, if you didn't hear that because you were looking at your phone while driving, let me say it again. Seriously, put down your phone. That is so unsafe. If you didn't do stuff like use your phone while driving, you could save money with Progressive Snapshot, but saving or not, just put it down. And if you did hear it the first time because you weren't looking at your phone, nice work. You'd love Snapshot from Progressive because it rewards safe drivers. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Snapshot not available in California and North Carolina or Florida.
Do you suffer from neuropathy, back pain, shoulder pain, or osteoarthritis? Stop the suffering and stop the pain. Call Lighthouse Medical Center, 754-222-6642 for a no-charge consultation when you mention you heard them on the radio. 754-222-6642. 754-222-6642. Online at lighthousemedicalcenter.com.
Being isolated and lonely can be harmful to your health, resulting in high blood pressure, a greater risk of heart disease, and early onset dementia. So it's important to build and maintain social connections. Try a new hobby, volunteer, exercise, or use your phone or other device to stay in touch. Visit connecttoeffect.org to find resources and ways to stay connected. This message is brought to you by United Healthcare and AARP Foundation.
Follow Oldies 95.3 and 96.9 on social media. See what's happening in the community, have a laugh with some funny memes, and keep in touch with other good time oldies lovers. Facebook and Instagram at Oldies South Florida.
Think you might have COVID? Have you come into contact with someone who is sick? Are you traveling and need a COVID test? Same-day PCR testing is available at any lab test now of Coral Springs, on the southeast corner of University and Ramblewood, near the Coral Square Mall. Open Monday through Saturday. No appointment necessary.
That's the sound of a crack in the ceiling found at a home inspection. But with a realtor by your side, a newfound leak might only cause minor worries. With their expertise, a realtor can suggest a credit at closing and even connect you to a contractor to help you shore up that leak and alleviate your worries. When it comes to cracks in your plans, the expertise of a realtor can make all the difference. The difference between an agent and a realtor is real. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors. That's who we are.
Smarter than 95,000 milligrams of B6. Get smarter with this.
All right, welcome back, everyone. I am Brian Craig. It's the Steve Kane Show. You know, in that last commercial break, you heard a commercial with Steve talking about his roof with Tom Laporta, and Steve says, we had a leak in our roof, and we called Tom Laporta, and he took care. There was not enough time in that 30-second recorded message to tell the whole story, so I'll give you the rest of the story. Steve had a leak in his roof and ignored it. He had a small little wet spot in his ceiling. And you know what happened? It turned into a medium-sized leak. Then you know what happened? It turned into a bigger leak. And then you know what happened? It turned into a big leak in his roof that caused a whole bunch of other leaks. And he let it go so long without calling Tom Laporta at Laporta Contracting that not only did he need a whole new roof, that leakage had caused all that water dripping down into his house through his leaky roof. It soaked up into his drywall and filled his drywall. 40% of the drywall in Steve's house had the deadly black mold in it. So he had to get a whole new roof, replace all that drywall. It was a mess. But you know, Tom Laporta at Laporta Contracting, he's a Florida roofing and general contractor, which is the highest level of contractor license in the state of Florida. He will never sell you a roof you do not need. If you just need a simple repair, he will do it. And I've talked to many listeners who were shocked and amazed when other roofers told them they needed a whole new roof. Tom Laporta came out and said, you just need a simple repair. He does every kind of roof, too. He's done church roofs, HOAs, whatever type of roof you have on your home, shingle, tile, metal, whatever you need, he does it all. And also commercial buildings as well. And he's a good MAGA guy, all right? You know what that means. That's right, he's one of us. And this number that I'm going to give you rings directly to Tom Laporta's cell phone. Here it is, 954-604-4602. 954-604-4602. And online, LaportaContracting.com. Oh, listen to this. I found a liberal on the TikTok talking about MAGA people. Listen to this. This is now these bleeps I added. This is a real class act. All but one of the bleeps is an F word. The other one, I forgot. I think the other one's an S word. 2 F words and an S word. I think there's 3 in this. I did this really early in the morning, this editing. I did this editing at like 3:45 a.m. I don't know. I hope I got all the bleeps. It was early in the morning. All right, here we go. Listen to this. This is a liberal talking about MAGA supporters.
I don't know if I'm being a bit extreme with this, but prior to 2016, I go in the supermarket and there's a person next to me. The clerk who checks me now. Go to the doctor's office, talk to the receptionist, the doctor, go to the dentist, get my car fixed. I have no issue. Now, 2022, I'm looking at the receptionist at the doctor's office and wondering if she's a Trump supporter. I'm wondering if my mechanic voted for Trump. I don't want you fixing my car, right? At the supermarket, the cashier who's ringing me through, did you vote for Trump? Because I don't want you ringing up. My dentist, don't be drilling me if you voted for Trump. Is anybody else like me?
No, there's nobody else like you, lady. You're a lunatic. That's listen, if someone's doing hard labor, like she's talking about, working on your car, checking out your groceries, if they're working hard, they're probably MAGA. Okay? What a lunatic. What a lunatic. Oh my goodness. All right, now listen to this story. This is insane. Listen to this. Nearly 600, liberals are complete lunatics, not just that lady, but listen to this. Nearly 600 male Hollywood producers and showrunners have signed a letter to executives at Hollywood studios demanding that abortion safety protocols be put in place for pregnant employees in pro-life states. Now, let me tell you, if I signed a letter making sure that the women I worked with could get abortions, my wife would be wondering, why? What kind of married guy wants to make sure that the women working under him can get abortions? Right? Wouldn't you think that? Listen to this. This is crazy. There was a letter that a bunch of women, Hollywood people, signed, and then someone said, well, wait a minute, no men out here in Hollywood have signed it, so that's why they did it. Okay? On Monday, Actually, it's just under 600. 594 men, including Aaron Sorkin, who's gay. They don't say that, but I know he's gay. He's the West Wing guy. David E. Kelly, J.J. Abrams, Jordan Peele, and others signed these letters. In the letter, the men say that they stand with their female, trans, and non-binary showrunner colleagues in demanding a response from employers regarding the imminent crisis at hand. See, a pregnancy is a crisis, they think. If a woman turns up pregnant and they're filming in some state where, you can't get an abortion right away or after the 6th week or something, they're calling the creation of life, a beautiful baby in the womb, they're calling it a crisis. It was sent to executives at Disney, Netflix, Warner Brothers, blah, blah, all the big companies. In their letter, the men, Hollywood executives, demand that companies respond by August 10th, explaining how they plan to implement abortion protocols in pro-life states. They also deem the issue an emergency for employees who live in states like Georgia, Texas, Oklahoma, and Louisiana. They demand that systems be put in place to ensure funding and private travel for employees seeking to have abortions, as well as guaranteeing safeguards regarding criminal and civil legal protection for those who help a woman to get an abortion. How about getting together these 594 Hollywood producers and showrunners, signing a letter to protect the lives of female cinematographers who were shot dead by Alec Baldwin. Alec Baldwin shot a woman dead on the set of his movie and shot the director. The bullet went through the director. He shot a woman. Where's the protection for her? And Shonda Rhimes and all these ladies, they've got over 1,000 Hollywood executives, producers, and showrunners sign this letter they say protects women. What about the woman, Halyna Hutchins, that Alec Baldwin shot dead on the set of that movie? My goodness, that seems to be a crime. And Alec Baldwin, he's walking around like nothing. Could you imagine if I shot a woman dead? Do you think I'd be walking around traveling? He's filmed movies since he killed a woman. And I'll tell you something. In some ways, it's worse than O.J. It's worse than O.J. in some ways. Now, O.J. was guilty as sin. He killed Ron and Nicole, and it was a bloody, vicious murder. But everyone on this set not only has cell phones filming everything. The woman that Alec Baldwin shot dead was the cinematographer who was preparing a shot. Where's the film of that? They had multiple cameras there. We've never seen anyone's cell phone camera or any of the film from the cameras in that room to show the actual incident. And Alec Baldwin is a hothead. Everyone knows this. On a set, he's not Joe Cool. That he's always yelling and complaining and griping and screaming at people and barking at people. Remember how he talked to his daughter that time? Oh my goodness. How many times have you seen him get into an argument with a photographer? If he was arguing with her before he shot her dead on the set of that movie, what was it, Rust? Why has he not been arrested? At least O.J. got arrested and they had a trial. Now we had a jury that was a racist jury that let a guilty man go free as some type of getting even for Rodney King. I don't know. But come on. If you're going to sign a letter protecting the rights of women, I want to sign a letter. I want Aaron Sorkin and all these other jokers, Jordan Peele and Shonda Rhimes and all these others, to sign a letter protecting the lives of females working on the set of Alec Baldwin Productions. Because a woman has actually died on the set of an Alec Baldwin production. And he shot the director too. And there's been no justice. No justice. He even flew to Europe and made a movie in the UK since this happened. Oh, man. Oh, goodness. All right, now Steve Kane is going to be back with us today, joining us after the top of the hour break. And I want to get Steve's reaction. I'm going to recap the story because it's a big one. Steve's a big Fox News channel watcher and lover. And I get it. But we found out through Dick Morris, top advisor to our great President Donald Trump, that Donald Trump has been banned by Fox News, and I definitely want to hear Steve's reaction to that. I'll recap the story about how it came out and what went down, and the word is it came down from the Rupert Murdoch level in the story. So we'll talk about that in the next hour. We'll also take more of your calls, and there's a lot of issues that are in the news this morning that we have not even yet had time to get to. So hopefully we'll be able to bring up some new issues as well. You're also welcome to call in. Our number is toll-free, 1-888-GO-CANE, 1-888-465-2631, 888-465-2631. It is a toll-free call no matter where you are listening to us from. And your thoughts on all of these topics are very much welcome and invited on the program. But I got to tell you, today is also a big day because this is Republican primary day in Arizona. Today's the day of Kari Lake. So I'm really hoping tomorrow morning I come in here live and open up the show and we celebrate the victory of Kari Lake. I know there's other races and they're all important, but the Kari Lake, that's a front-running celebrity kind of race. That's really important, okay, for her to win. Now, she's 22 points ahead in the latest likely voter Republican polls out of Arizona, but that's a big one. And her winning that primary today in Arizona will be an amazing morning tomorrow. We'll take our break. Be back after this. That's a big one. And her winning that primary today in Arizona will be an amazing morning tomorrow. We'll take our break. Be back after this.
The new Oldies 95.3 and 96.9 is here.
Just let me hear some of that rock and roll music.
WWNN Pompano Beach, a VCMG live radio station. Now, here's the True Oldies weather forecast.
Good morning, everybody. Hope your day's off to a great start. We're going to see a good chance of some scattered inland storms this afternoon, but other than that, just similar to yesterday, variably cloudy, still some Sahara dust around, and highs in the low 90s for South Florida. I'm WTB at 25 First Morning meteorologist Sandra Shaw.
Follow Oldies 95.3 and 96.9 on social media. See what's happening in the community, have a laugh with some funny memes, and keep in touch with other good time Oldies lovers. Facebook and Instagram at Oldies South Florida. True Oldies. Traffic check.
Good news in Boca Raton. Earlier, a multi-vehicle crash we had on I-95 heading northbound approaching Palmetto Park Road is now being cleared from the left lane, and all the lanes have subsided on the approach. The major expressways are now crash-free, but we are seeing some light buildups now on the turnpike heading southbound between Lakewood Road and Lantana. In West Palm, we also have a multi-vehicle crash on Southern Boulevard eastbound just after Kirk Road. Delays are going back to Haverhill. This report is sponsored by Panera. They say never to mess with the classics, but Panera did that and more with their new chef's chicken sandwiches. Pan-seared chicken, a secret garlic aioli recipe, Parmesan crisp and pickle chips all in a buttery brioche roll. Try one for only $1. Delivery free when you order on their app. Restrictions apply. That's traffic. I'm Chris Barr.
Here's your True Oldies ABC News update.
ABC News Now, I'm Mark Remillard. The man who took over as head of Al-Qaeda following the death of Osama bin Laden has been killed in a U.S. drone strike in Afghanistan. President Biden on Monday night announced the death of Ayman al-Zawahri, saying that the U.S. withdrawal from Afghanistan did not end U.S. efforts to combat terrorism.
I made a promise to the American people that we continue to conduct effective counterterrorism operations in Afghanistan and beyond. We've done just that.
Officials say Zawahri was killed after 2 missiles were fired from a drone. Voters head to the polls for primary elections in 5 states on Tuesday. In Kansas, the right to an abortion is also on the ballot, as voters will decide whether to amend the state's constitution and do away with its guaranteed right to access. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi has arrived in Malaysia for the second leg of her Asia tour. Expected she'll make a stop in Taiwan on Tuesday night, even though it's not on her official itinerary. This is ABC News.
If you want your dental visit to feel like this, try new Crest Densify. Crest Densify actively rebuilds tooth density to extend the life of teeth by remineralizing enamel. Crest, the #1 toothpaste brand in America.
Uh-oh, that's Buzz. Oh, yeah? Yeah, he's starting with the whoops. Good thing is, he knows when he's buzzed.
Know your Buzz warning signs? Call for a ride when it's time to go home. Buzz driving is drunk driving. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Get it off your chest. Just call in 888-COCAINE-1.
Hello.
You'll thank us later. The Steve Kane Show with Brian.
All right, we are back. I'm Brian. It's the Steve Kane Show. I just got an email during the break. A listener, Patty, she says, how can I listen to the Steve Kane Show online? You can go to our radio station, brand new website, okay? If you go to our radio station's website, you can listen directly there, oldiessouthflorida.com, oldiessouthflorida.com. All right, back from sick leave, Steve Kane joining us. Hey, Steve.
Good morning.
Oh, you sound much better today than yesterday.
Thank the Lord, boy. It's the longest I've been out in years.
I know, but but you're still on a lot of medications, right? But they're all prescriptions. This isn't like Hunter,
Yeah, I don't prescribe for myself.
No, you don't prescribe by driving the streets at night.
Over this,
Okay, there's all kinds of stuff going on, and I was busy gabbing during the break, so I didn't pull everything up that I wanted to go over with you. But I wanted to get your reaction, but I want to pull up the information and how it came to be. It broke yesterday. A story that was first in the New York Times that no one believes was verified from the Trump camp through Dick Morris yesterday. And I'll share with you the tweet and the story that President Trump has been banned from Fox News Channel. And I found this out. Newsmax sent out a tweet with a Dick Morris quote. All right, so let me read you the quote from Dick Morris. And this is how I first found out about it, and it was shocking. Then I went and found the story, which I'll share. Dick Morris said, quote, "The Fox News ban of Trump is a politically motivated decision not based on news value, because Trump completely dominates the Republican Party and is still the biggest newsmaker in politics." And then I went and found the story, which I'll share with you. But, when this wag the dog thing broke yesterday, Biden taking out the Al-Qaeda leader, I turned on Fox. Jesse Waters was on. And Jesse Waters, who he went to, shocked me. He went to one of the retired generals or lieutenant colonel, one of the retired military guys, and he introduced him. He says, this was Jesse Waters, "We have the former national security advisor to Vice President Mike Pence to give us analysis." There's a lot of elevating of Pence over there on Fox and trying to cancel Trump. And it first came out in the New York Times, but it was confirmed by Dick Morris yesterday. The New York Times is reporting that Fox News has not had Donald Trump on its network in over 100 days, which is being described as part of a larger strategy to eliminate President Trump as a major GOP player. President Trump's last appearance on Fox News was April 13th on Hannity, and now we're in August. And the story gets into more details that this came all the way down from Rupert Murdoch, Steve. Do not have Trump on. He's been banned, and you haven't seen him on. And that does not include, by the way, I'm not talking about Fox Business or the Fox Nation app. We're talking about on Fox News Channel proper. So what's your reaction to this banning?
Horrible. I mean, hard to believe, but it's...
Is it hard to believe?
Well, let me tell you. I'll tell you why it's not. Now that I think about it, it's not hard to believe. There have been subtle changes that I've observed on Fox. For example, yesterday, when they went to Biden to have him talk about this great thing that Biden had accomplished in knocking off al-Zawahiri, the intro was like incredible. Introduced him. He said, "Oh, this was like you would have thought that Biden had won a world war or something. from all the excitement. This was a great accomplishment. The
Yeah.
amazing thing is this capping a week of tremendous.
Well, that was Brett Baer. He said, I got that. Let me get the quote from Brett Baer. I saw it live, and I pulled it out because I wanted to get it right. I'll read it to you. Hold on. Let me pull this up. This was crazy. I got it here. This is what he said. Here's what he said. I'll read it to you. This is what now this is right after the Wag the Dog Al-Qaeda leader strike happened, right? They go to Fox, and this was on Jesse Waters too. Brett Baer was on, and Brett Baer said, the Al-Qaeda strike is a huge win. Biden has had a couple of good weeks. That's what Brett Baer said. What is he talking about? He said good weeks, yeah.
As being ridiculous. I mean, absolutely ridiculous. Biden has spent the last week in bed.
The last two, yeah.
COVID's.
Yeah.
About it enthusiastically. You can tell Brett Baer is a house player. And it struck me even before I knew about this. This was before you told me.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then he did another thing, Brett Baer, with that. I forget what the words were. But he was, again, playing this thing up like it was a stroke of genius.
And you know, this taking out this Al-Qaeda leader, okay, we've been talking about a lot this morning. Totally fake thing. And I'll tell you, a couple of our callers put some pieces together, and I thought they were pretty sharp with it. This isn't the main reason, but this is part of it. The Taliban have a great country now, right? We rebuilt Afghanistan, and it's a modern country with all kinds of industry, right? They have the largest lithium deposits in the world, which we discovered, and they've got electricity. They got everything now, right? The Taliban, and they on top of the army, but they've got a pot of gold over there. They got a gold. They don't want Al-Qaeda's leader over there messing up their deal, and the Taliban probably wanted this guy out of the way because he wants to he probably wants to start using their military that Biden gave them and wants some of their money for all kinds of other things. So this is the biggest wag the dog we've seen in years, Steve. Probably since they took out bin Laden.
But the thing about the important thing to keep your eye on here is the
Steve Kane Show.
theme about Trump. I mean, if they're trying to sabotage
well done.
Trump in this election, it's outrageous.
Yeah.
It puts me in an interesting position because I am, as you know, a great admirer of most of the hosts at Fox. And Fox has really, almost without exception, all the best hosts. And I'm not going to deprive myself of my best research tool, which I think is Fox, to punish.
Well, how can you trust them, Steve? If they're doing this kind of thing stealthily, how can you trust what they say?
Simply because I don't take everything they say at face value.
No.
Now, especially that I've spotted it on my own and had it confirmed from the news you have.
Dick Morris. Well, and when Dick Morris says that, that's like coming from Trump. And I was talking about this earlier. This is what I think happened. Okay, President Trump had that live golf tournament at his resort, and Tucker Carlson was there. This story originally broke Friday in the New York Times, and I think when Trump was palling around with Tucker Carlson over the weekend, he asked him about it, and Tucker confirmed it. And then Tucker talked to Dick Morris, and Dick Morris went on Newsmax and broke the story. But I think it was confirmed by President Trump personally through Tucker Carlson at the golf event over the weekend, the Live Saudi golf tournament. It's all perfect timing. There's just too many things coming together.
Does Donald have any big supporters?
Well, no one that can. Well, this is. I mean, listen. Everyone at Fox is Trump said that he's not. He doesn't seem to be his biggest fan anymore. Now that this story is out and confirmed, what's Fox going to do? I mean, if they have Trump on, it's everywhere. It's around. You're not going to hear. You're not going to hear it on. Well, the problem is, you get your news from Fox, you're not going to hear it. Fox is not going to report, we have banned Donald Trump, you know. So you're not going to see it on Fox. They're not going to report it.
Bear.
No. You didn't see, Brett Baer didn't say, we have banned President Trump from being a guest.
Critic, you can tell when a guy's in the bag.
Yeah, that's true.
There was a very quick transition.
Yeah.
In fact, I spotted the transition of Bear's transition before you told me.
Yeah. But you're not going to see the story that Trump's been banned by Fox on Fox. So if that's where you're going for your news, you're never going to hear. And it's risky for them to have Trump on now, because if they have Trump on now, you know he'll say, why haven't you had me on for 100 and whatever many days it's been? Well, if he declares, it's a whole nother ballgame. Now listen, we got to take our break. Callers, we'll talk about it after the break. If you're on hold, stand by. We're going to take our break. We'll come back with your calls. It's the Steve Kane Show. Steve is back. I'm Brian Craig. 888-GO-KANE1 is the number. We will be back right after this quick break with your calls.
The Steve Kane Show. Telling it like it is, whether you like it or not. Oldies 95.3, 96.9.
Join us
Hey, Barry, hold on. All right, I got him, Rich. That's okay. I got it.
along with bagels and. Join us Thursday, August 4th, 3 to 6 at Florida Luxury Cabinets, 2621 North Federal Highway in Boca Raton.
Are you feeling over the hill? Tired? Sluggish? Taking those midday naps? Just not feeling yourself? There is help. If you want to look and feel like you did when you were young, call Dr. Mitch Matez at the Bio Station West El Rey and talk to him about hormone replacement pellet therapy. Take it from me. I'm a patient. It works. 561-320.
All right, and it's time to check in with Attorney Barry Siegel from the Siegel Law Group. Attorney Barry Siegel, good morning.
How are you today, Brian?
Great. What do you have for us today, Barry?
Well,
Michael,
of course, the Siegel Law Group, we do estate planning, elder law, and probate, and we're going to do a little math equation today. We're going to take an estate plan, and most people, their estate plans leave their assets to their beneficiaries in what we call outright distribution, which means they name their beneficiaries by name. The other part of the equation is that things happen every day, and the things I'm going to talk about, for example, things like divorces. You know, the divorce rate is very high, almost 60% for all married couples. Things like unpredictability, like, for example, we don't know in a married couple which spouse is going to die first. If the wrong spouse dies first, there could be an issue. And we don't know, there's always possibilities for lawsuits and creditors. All these types of things happen all the time. We take these factors together, the outright distributions and these things that happen every day, and we could end up having the sum of this math equation. If we do the math, what can end up happening is the wrong beneficiaries end up getting your stuff. You ended up leaving everything, for example, to your children after you and your spouse pass away. Think it's going to go to your children and your grandchildren, and it can end up going to another person's bloodline, the people that are completely not even on your radar right now. So that is why it is so important to make sure that your estate plan is set up and that you have it reviewed to make sure you have an estate plan that's going to work and the right beneficiaries get the assets and the wrong people don't.
That, you know, and that happens all the time. My parents had a neighbor, husband and wife, married for decades. Husband died, wife got married a couple months later, and she died a couple months after that. And her new husband she was married to for 2 months, he and his family, they got the house, they got everything, wouldn't even let the relatives in to get the pictures. And that happens. It's a terrible story, but it happens all the time, but it doesn't have to if you call Attorney Barry Siegel and the Siegel Law Group. Now listen, it's always a no-charge consultation with the Siegel Law Group if you mention you heard Attorney Barry Siegel on the radio. You can find them online at SiegelLawGroup.com or give them a call toll-free, 855-FLA-3782. 855-FLA-3782. All right, Attorney Barry Siegel, we will talk later in the week.
All right, Brian, I'll look forward to it.
All right, take care. All right, we'll be right back. Are we back?
Grab your coffee and get ready to be triggered. The Steve Kane Show with Brian
All right, we are back. The phones are ringing. Steve Kane is back. Still not 100% with the diverticulitis, but Steve's back with us today. All right, our number 888-Kane1. To answer your question about the equal time thing, Trump has not yet announced. So if he announces, I would think they would have to have him on. But what they're going to hide behind is what they did when he was still in office for his first term. They're going to say that it's dangerous to put him on, that he could rally his people to revolt. That's what they did before to keep him off the air. So it's going to be a drama to watch unfold.
Anybody else in the audience noticed the change in Britt Baer? I've noticed in the last 24 to 48 hours.
Oh, it's been a little long. It's been you know what happened a couple weeks ago when he had Carrie Lake on and she cleaned his clock? It's like he changed. He changed overnight then.
Yeah, because he's got a lot of ego.
Yeah, he was humiliated by her. Yeah. All right, listen. Let's go to the phones. Our number 1-888-GO-KANE-1. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
It's Mark from the militia. Florida militia.
Okay. No, this is, let me tell you, why is, well, you didn't hear the rest of it. I can hear it in my mind. Yeah. I mean, you're not calling amateurs here. That is what, those of you that are new to the program and you may have been fans of Rush would talk about seminar callers. That was a seminar caller, and a seminar, you guys didn't get to hear what was coming because we're on delay and I hit the dump button. But seminar callers are fake callers put up by the Democrats to call in and pretend to be conservatives and say inappropriate things to portray us in the light that they want to portray us in. And the problem is, the reason they always fail is not just because Steve and I are very, very good at what we do, which of course we are, but these liberals, when they try to imitate being a conservative, they have this stereotype. And they portray themselves in this stereotype, and it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out that it's fake, and they tip. I'm not going to give you all the tells, but that was one of them. Well, the delay's built back up a little bit, so we can take some calls. 888-GO-KANE-1. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Vincent Wellington, how's it going?
Hey, Vincent Wellington. How are you?
All right. I was actually going to talk about how the Al-Qaeda and the Taliban, but you kind of covered it actually while I was listening. So. What I guess.
Well, that's okay. You can tell us how right we were about whatever it was. It's okay.
I mean, I feel the same way about it as you about just wag the dog. I mean, it's more to have the news coverage shift to something else other than what.
Well, one of our callers about an hour ago. We have very smart callers. Not all of them, but some of them. Some of our callers are brilliant, okay? And this particular lady, she was talking about what was going on at the southern border, that there have been a lot of reports of Al-Qaeda has made it through. Some have been captured, but some have made it through the southern border, and they're expecting a possible future terrorist attack from the open southern border, and they're going to use this taking out of the Al-Qaeda leader in Afghanistan as a reason. Oh well, this is revenge for Joe Biden doing what was right and taking out the number 2 Al-Qaeda under Bin Laden. You know, I thought that was a great point that lady made.
For the Taliban, so with the Taliban in some respect.
Well, he gave them an army and an air force and everything. He's cooperated with them before.
I mean, yeah, and that's the part of it that makes me nauseous, is that we really don't know the truth. I mean, we can all speculate all we want, but...
There's a number of reasons why.
Right, of course. I mean, I understand, but, I mean, what we're facing is what we're facing, and they don't want to have it be open news, and that's why they can't have Trump on, and that's why they can't...
Well, you know, listen, Vince. Last night when Jesse Waters, he had on that Never Trumper Brett Baer, but then he says, we're going to go to the former National Security Advisor to Vice President Mike Pence, retired, whatever his name was, for analysis on this. I mean, my good, last week Fox carried a whole hour-long speech live of Mike Pence. There's a big Elevate Mike Pence thing going on over at Fox.
It's not going to work. It's not going to work. Mike Pence is going nowhere.
Nobody likes him. Nobody likes him.
Well, no, Fox News likes him. Fox News likes him.
Going to help. He doesn't have the goods.
Okay. They made their judgment call in the wrong direction. After Rush died, I listened to a lot of what they came out with the EIB network. And a lot of it was with Mike Pence's wife. A lot of it was with Mike Pence. But to be honest with you, those people, they made the wrong judgment call. They said, oh, we're going to be able to slaughter everybody in this direction when Rush is passing. No, you weren't able to. We're still stuck with Trump, and that's who we're sticking with. We love that dude. He's the only one that was fighting for us. He was the only one telling the truth. You know what I mean? He told you.
Well, you know, I want to. What you said is such a point that Steve and I have talked about this, but I think people need to understand. You're saying that the Never Trumpers now they control the EIB network, and now that Rush isn't there, they're trying to take his audience, whatever audience is left, and make them Never Trumpers.
I wouldn't even go that far. I mean, yes, that you could speculate to that, but I would even just say it's more of they made their judgment call in the wrong direction, think that everybody was going to run from Trump because of January 6th.
Ain't going to happen.
And that's what I'm saying. I'll be honest with you.
And it's not good. And if they run to somebody, it's not going to be Mike Pence. Mike Pence is...
but that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but Fox News is really pushing Pence, and they, you know... Well...
But I mean, see, remember we were trying to get you off of Fox News long ago, Steve, and we were telling you they're swap outs because we've seen it in small bits and pieces, and now they won't even mention Trump's name on the network because it's a following of the mocking.
Well, don't worry about it, because look, this thing is going to play out one of two ways.
Steve Kane Show.
Either this January 6th thing
Hold on.
is going to the theme is going to catch on, and
the theme.
It's not going to happen, though. Yeah, it's not going to happen. Yeah, I think so.
I mean, nobody's watching it. I mean, if you watch.
No, you know that Vince. Listen, that's not true. Fox is still number one in the ratings in cable news. You're not watching it, but a lot of conservatives are. They wouldn't be number one. I like Tucker too. I don't trust him, but I like him.
Right. I mean, he came from CNN, so let's just be positive about who these people really are.
A lot of people over there came from CNN and NBC.
And that's why I like Carrie Lake, because she knows how to tear these people right down in front.
Yeah. Hey, listen, Vince, I gotta run, but we're up against our hard break. All right, take care. I gotta tell you, we are hot in Wellington. We need some sponsors in Wellington. We've gotten more calls from Wellington today than, it's our new stations, but we are hot in Wellington, the Steve Kane Show. And I like Wellington. They got a nice mall up there too, Steve. All right, listen, we'll take our break for the bottom of the hour and come back. Call us on hold, stand by. Only one opening on the board. In the Steve Kane Show. And I like Wellington. They got a nice mall up there too, Steve. All right, listen, we'll take our break for the bottom of the hour and come back. Call us on hold, stand by. Only one opening on the board.
Tired of boring mornings? We serve controversy with your morning coffee. The Steve Kane Show. Oldies 95.3, 96.9.
Hey, hold on.
The greatest
shop.
Follow Oldies 95.3 and 96.9 on social media. See what's happening in the community, have a laugh with some funny memes, and keep in touch with other good time oldies lovers. Facebook and Instagram at Oldies South Florida. True Oldies. Traffic check.
Multi-vehicle crash in West Palm along Southern Boulevard eastbound after Kirk Road. Delays are still going back to Haverhill. The major expressways aren't crash-free, but we're seeing delays on I-95 heading northbound.
Oh, I'll show you guys something. Steve has given me. I got something here that I picked up from William Youngerman. These are. I'm going to show you something. This is not mine. These belong to Steve. Okay. I wish they did. But Steve, trust me, you know, William Youngerman, our gold and precious metals dealer, he is maybe a mile, if that far, from the radio station. So Steve has me, when he buys metals, he has me pick them up for him. So I got 2 1-ounce bars of platinum. And they're pretty cool. These are Steve's, though. I got to take them to him today after the show. But there's 2 of them. Let me see here. They're identical thing. These are 1-ounce bars of platinum. Pretty cool. See in the back. And you cannot open these cases. Pretty cool, huh?
Excuse me, miss. Are you buying less gas now because of the high prices?
Oh, I never pay full price for gas anymore. I just use the free Upside
Yeah.
app that pays you cash back for every gallon.
Yeah, I do too. I know. I told Steve, I said, hey, why don't you let me keep one of these for a bonus? He says, no. Why can't you open them? Because you want to protect. I mean, you could break open the glass, but now he has like 10-ounce bars, 33-ounce bars, and everything else. These are 1-ounce bars. And you can say it says 1 ounce platinum. Let's see. I know, aren't they cool? Give him aluminum and keep these. He'll know. He'll know, believe me.
Lighthouse Medical Center for a free consultation. 754-222-6642.
Join us Thursday, August the 4th from 3 to 6 for the grand opening and ribbon cutting ceremony at Florida Luxury Cabinets. Live appearance from the oldies, that's right, 95.3, 96.9, and a special guest appearance from the Bagel King. Loads of giveaways, including $500 in gift cards. Catering provided by V&S Italian Deli and Subs, along with bagels and. Join us Thursday, August 4th, 3 to 6 at Florida Luxury Cabinets, 2621 North Federal Highway in Boca Raton.
Have you put off buying new tires because you thought they were too expensive? Find friendly prices at Friendly Tire and Margate on both new and used tires. New tires are $70 a tire. That's out the door and on the road, because Friendly Tire doesn't charge you to balance the tire or mount the tire. They have thousands of used tires in stock too, starting at just $30. Call for a quote right over the phone. 954-977-9445. 954-977-9445.
This is the story of a very special woman. In a matter of seconds, she turned herself into a great mathematician or an entrepreneur. Her knowledge was limitless and still is. She could also make monsters disappear, especially those that lurked in the shadows under the bed. Once, this woman put back together a teenage girl's broken heart, which had been shattered in 1,000 pieces, just by giving her a bear hug. She masqueraded as a regular person at work, but as a superhero at home. Everyone knows her as Gabriella. I still call her Mom.
Your hero needs you now, and AARP is here to help. Find the care guides you need to help, complete with tips and resources at aarp.org/caregiving. A public service announcement brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
It's hurricane season, and if you have a wet spot on your ceiling, you have a leak in your roof. When we had a leak on our roof at the Kane household, we called Tom Laporta. He's the best in the business. Remember, small leaks turn into medium leaks, and medium leaks turn into big problems. Call licensed contractor Tom Laporta for a free roof inspection. 954-604-4602. And tell him Steve Kane sent you.
Now, back to the Steve Kane Show with Brian.
All right, we are back. I'm Brian. Steve Kane is here as well. Our number, toll free, 1-888-GO-KANE-1. That's K-A-N-E and the number 1. 888-465-2631. 888-465-2631. All right, listen to this. The longest prison term handed to a January 6ther has been handed out. Did you see this story, Steve? Oh my goodness. I got some audio I want to play about. Listen to this. This guy did not even go into the building. He did not go into the Capitol building. 7 years and 3 months in prison to be after his release to serve 3 years of supervised release, but 7 years and 3 months in federal prison. He did not even go in the building. Last week he was outside the building. They said he was an organizer. I don't know. But he didn't even go in the building. They gave him 7 years plus. I mean, basically 10 years with a supervised release. Now, last week, they put a January 6ther who's a Black for Trump guy. Blacks for Trump, 5 years federal prison. So they've been handing out some pretty strict, I know, a black Trump supporter. And you didn't see that story in the news about the guy that got 5 years because they don't want you to see a black man supporting Trump, right? Because they had to really debate that one. Should we publicize this because he's a January 6ther, he got 5 years, but he's a Blacks for Trump. If we do that, some blacks may say, wait a minute, what are you putting him in jail? So 5 years, this guy didn't even go in the building, and he got 7 years plus 3 years after that of supervised probation. So the guy that got 7 years, who did not even go inside the Capitol building, they brought his daughters out in front of the courthouse to talk to the press. Listen to this. These are the daughters of, not Blacks for Trump, the guy that didn't go in the building that got 7 years and 3 months in federal prison. These are his daughters outside the courthouse. Listen.
We are divided, and that is not okay. Especially because it was Trump's name on the flags. That's what I meant. That's all I meant. And I think it really paints a bigger picture. To mark my dad as this horrible person, and then having him prosecuted like this when somebody is maybe even able to get elected again, doesn't seem right to me. Trump deserves life in prison if my father's in prison for this long. He is the one. Edward Bernays, Aldous Huxley, that's where I get my beliefs from. And my parents raised us to be free thinkers and to have our own thought. They did not raise us to a one-pointed point of view.
Okay, so the daughters of the guy that got 7 years in federal prison, who did not even go in the Capitol building that day, they say Trump should go to prison for life because his name was on the flags. You know, all these sentences have something in common. Afterwards, part of the sentencing apparently is denouncing Trump, right? I mean, that's like one of the requirements. You got to come out after and denounce Trump. That's how they work out these deals, and that's really and you know, I think these girls gave a signal that they were under duress when they mentioned Huxley. That's the author of Brave New World. They say that's where we get our beliefs from. Brave New World is my understanding is it's a conservative viewpoint from when I was a kid. I think we had to read that in 8th grade with 1984. You know, Brave New World. So when those two daughters said we get our worldview from Huxley, that's Brave New World. That was a signal to us that statement was made under duress, in my opinion. All they want is the sentence out there. They just want people to know that a J6er got 7 years.
One with
No. They all hate Trump, just like Brett Baer. All right, let's go back to our phones. 1-888-GO-KANE 1. I know it's disgusting and it's scary. It is. Yeah, we have political prisoners in America. Our number 1-888-465-2631. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
This is Jason from Washington State.
Hey, Jason.
Yeah, I was just wanted to say something about. I was watching your show from the beginning because I missed the beginning. I was asleep. I'm in the farther west, but about the guy they took out. What's his name?
The Al-Qaeda leader that they took out. Yeah.
I read an article. I don't know if it's true or not that he didn't die. They didn't take him out. His doctor said he died from pneumonia or something. There's an article out there on the internet.
Yeah, I've heard that he's been dead for a year. I've heard that.
Believe it.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't think it matters.
There are a couple of skeptics up there last among the American people they had as guests.
Yeah.
They said without DNA they don't believe it.
I thought they said they got DNA, but I saw a reporter. A reporter asked a question they weren't supposed to ask. They said, "What do you compare? Who do you compare his DNA to?" And they didn't have an answer.
You can't trust anything the government says. I mean, there's a lot of stuff they say is a lie. I mean, I don't know.
Oh yes.
Just everything. And this is I think they're lying about everything. I mean, everything's a big play and it's a movie, and they're lying about everything. I don't think royalty's in anywhere close to Taiwan.
We're living in They Live. Remember They Live? That's yeah. I think that's a Wes Craven movie. Is it? Yeah. No. That's what we're living in.
Yeah, you can't trust nobody. Hey, Steve, how you doing, man?
Better than yesterday and the day before that. Every day you've been better.
I'm just hoping you're getting better. I don't even know you're sick, but hey, I just asked how you doing and all that.
Well, that's great. Well, thank you. From Washington State. This trip to Taiwan that Pelosi is taking is a complete failure. She is coward to China, and the press are covering this up too. It's not about landing. China said going to Taiwan doesn't get it. Just going to Taiwan. China's threat wasn't, we'll shoot the plane down if she goes to Taiwan. That wasn't the threat. The threat was if she flies into Taiwan with a fighter escort, they will shoot her down, because they consider Taiwan Chinese airspace and all that. Her going there without a fighter escort is bowing to China, because they said if she goes there with a fighter escort, not if she just goes there. Okay, so don't let the media tell you that Nancy is standing up to China. She's not. Okay, and Biden, this. I was talking yesterday, Steve, on yesterday's show. All these things are a test to see what the American response will be, and we failed every test. Biden told her not to go to Taiwan after the Chinese threat. I mean, what the heck? And then they got Kirby, who used to be at the Pentagon. He's at the White House yesterday. Let me play this. This is Kirby at the White House yesterday.
Repeatedly said that we oppose any unilateral changes to the status quo from either side. We have said that we do not support Taiwan independence.
Oh, gee whiz, thanks a lot. I mean, my goodness, why don't they just go to Beijing and get on their knees? I mean, and beg them not to do something. I mean, I've never seen this country this weak ever, Steve. I mean, why did Kirby have to come out there and say that yesterday? This Taiwan thing is a big deal to China, and a lot of people think it's trivial. But the actor John Cena, he makes some corny movies. He made a comment about Taiwan, and he had to go on state television in China, and he's in perfect Mandarin, by the way. I guess they taught him. He apologized to the Chinese people, John Cena, for calling Taiwan Taiwan on Chinese state television about 1.5 years, 2 years ago. It's a big deal. And Kirby, who left the Pentagon and is at the White House, he did the same thing yesterday. That was like an apology. We're sorry, China, that Pelosi is going to Taiwan. This is really, we're in a bad situation now, because the signal that China is getting is the American response will be whatever China wants it to be. I mean, we're not going to stand up to China. They're pushing us around here. It's really bad. Listen, our number is toll free, 1-888-GO-CANE 1-888-465-2631. It's a toll-free call no matter where you are calling us from, 888-465-2631. After the break, we'll come back with some more of your calls. We got a couple other things to touch on as well. You're listening to Florida's longest-running radio show, The Steve Kane Show, on the radio since 1977. I'm Brian Craig. Steve is back and on the mend today, and we are here with you weekday mornings from 5 a.m. till 9 a.m. We'll take our break, come back with the Gold Report right after this. Mornings from 5 a.m. till 9 a.m. We'll take our break, come back with the Gold Report. All right, William Youngerman from the offices of William Youngerman Incorporated, who we check in with every morning at this time with the gold and precious metal market report. William Youngerman, how are the metals looking today?
Saw a $6 rise in the price of gold after trading in a range of $1,758 all the way up to $1,776, and closing at $1,772.50, up $6. Silver getting up to $20.60 yesterday before closing at $20.33 the ounce. Platinum was up $12 at $908, and palladium closed up $71 at $2,125 the ounce. This morning we see the rally continues in gold after trading in a range so far of $1,768 all the way up to $1,790. Gold currently at $1,787. That's up $15.50. Silver up 12 cents at $20.45 the ounce, while platinum is up $7 at $915. And palladium is down $15 at $2,110. So the markets are doing very well. And of course, our Steve Kane listeners are doing very well because they took advantage of the dip that we talked about.
Well, what's the buy recommendation this morning, William Youngerman?
We still like gold very much, and silver. Platinum is still ridiculously cheap. Palladium too expensive.
Yeah, well, yeah, it is. Unless you're Donald Trump, then you might be able to. But yeah, now listen, William Youngerman opens up weekdays at 10 a.m. He's located right here in Boca, but no matter where you're located, another part of Florida, another part of South Florida, or even out of state, you can do business over the phone with William Youngerman. You just give him a call. They, again, open up at 10 a.m. The number is 1-800-327-5010, 1-800-327-5010, online at williamyoungerman.com. And if you want to stop in, the address is 150 East Palmetto Park Road, right here in Boca, on the first floor of the Bank of America building, immediately east of US 1 Federal Highway on the south side of Palmetto Park Road. And don't forget, all the metals at William Youngerman's are available for immediate delivery. And also, if you're traveling, they have a currency. How many currencies do you carry, William Youngerman?
About 60 different currencies.
Yeah, and if you have some foreign currency laying around, take it over there, turn it into dollars or some of the metals. All right, William Youngerman, we will touch base tomorrow.
Okay, have a great day.
All right, we'll be back right after this.
1977, it's the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig.
All right, welcome back. I'm Brian. Steve is here. Our number, toll-free, 1-888-GO-CANE 1-888-465-2631. Yeah, you know, Steve, there's been these tests I was telling you about. This is what happened prior to 9/11. Al-Qaeda attacked those two embassies, remember, in Africa. There was no American response. Then Al-Qaeda attacked the USS Cole. There was no American response. And that signaled to Al-Qaeda that America was weak, and then 9/11 happened. Now, there was a response to that because the attack was so massive, but they attacked us 3 times at least prior where we had no military response. China has been doing the same thing with Russia, right? Russia goes into Ukraine. Our response has been weak, just throwing some money. And what's happened the past, I don't know, 4 or 5 days with Taiwan and Pelosi, they've just been bullying us.
Had a situation where we've been this weak.
Never.
Because we've never had a president as weak as Joe Biden. And it is terrifying. You just have to hope that nobody chooses to call us out.
Well, China, Steve, the supply chain crisis, it wasn't an accident. China did that. They control the shipping. China caused the supply chain crisis. China's doing a lot of things. You know, they were... They threatened to shoot down a plane holding the Speaker of the United States House of Representatives. I mean, that's pretty hardcore. And I know they say, oh, China's always making threats. Well, you know, Pelosi, the last report I saw was that she was flying there at night. I saw one of the analysts on TV said she needs to fly in the middle of the day, not in the darkness of night. And she needs to take a fighter escort. Even if she doesn't need one or wasn't going to have one anyway, she should have one just because they said she couldn't. I mean, who are they to be telling us what to be doing like this? And I guess they're, well, I guess they have a say because Biden works for them, basically. So
he's in their pocket.
Employee of the month. He's the employee of the month of the CCP.
Yeah, the employee of the decade.
Oh my goodness. I mean, I have never seen, you know, listen, there's good presidents and there's bad presidents, and there are weak presidents and there's presidents that screw up and make mistakes. But I've never seen a president, even Jimmy Carter during the Iran hostage crisis, trying to do something with that botched mission to rescue them that failed in the desert. But at least he tried. This guy, there's never been someone that's let the country be pushed around like this, like it is with Biden, between Russia and China. Never. And it's never ending. And I don't buy this crap that there was some religious fanatic that killed the former prime minister of Japan. Abe, he was very, very strong against China, very vocally opposed to China. Okay, and I think they had a role in his assassination over there, too. And you see what China's doing here. They're buying up all this farmland to have control over our food supply. They're buying up residential homes to drive up home prices.
The Congress, in terms of buying the real estate, Congress seems to be asserting its...
I don't know. That half the Congress seems to work for him. Mitch McConnell, you know, and all this. I don't know, Steve. You know, China... listen, we had the Cold War with Russia. This is beyond... We're not in a cold... This is like this is like a hot war. If you look at everything they've done, you know, everything that's happened with China in the past couple of years, going back, and there's been no response other than, please don't be mad at us, China. We don't want to upset China. You know, we don't, you know, and that's all I'm seeing, and that's dangerous. And, you know, President Trump, over the weekend, posted on his social media platform, Truth Social, that he didn't buy this second bout of COVID with Biden. He thought it was a cover for his dementia. And I think Biden, you know, a lot of people are saying Alzheimer's. Alzheimer's symptoms get worse under stress. And a lot of people think that he's had a moment, that he's had a collapse, and they're using the COVID isolation to cover for that. I don't know. But I do know this. The United States has never been this weak since before the Great Depression. This is, you know, since World War... This country has never been pushed around like this. I don't know if ever, Steve. Not since we threw out the redcoats. Oh, yeah. My only regret about the elections tonight is that Arizona's, I think they're 2 hours behind us. That means that the results are going to come out really late. So I probably won't get the results till I wake up in the morning because I can't stay up all night. I don't know. The last poll I saw out of Arizona of likely Republican voters, Kari Lake was 22 points ahead. So then that's... You know, Oz has gone underground. You don't even see Oz. You know, since he won his primary, I haven't even seen him around. And, you know, he's a doctor. You would think he'd be out there commenting on Roe v. Wade after that. I haven't seen him anywhere. Well, you know, listen, tomorrow morning, hopefully, if things go well, we'll be here celebrating the victory of... I know there's other races other than Kari Lake, and I know every race is important. But Kari Lake's high profile. And she really is like the future. Okay, she could be the president one day. She could be Ron DeSantis's running mate in 2028. She's really good. I mean, she's good. I mean, and I was telling you last week before you were out with the diverticulitis, I watched the Arizona Republican governor's debate, and she filleted. You know, they have like 4 people running. 2 of them are at 1%. Okay, they shouldn't have even been there. But it was Kari Lake versus these 2 1%ers, her opponent Robeson, and the commentator. Right? So it was Kari Lake versus all these people, and she wiped the floor and commanded the whole debate. It was like watching Trump in those Republican primaries in 2015. It was so impressive with Kari Lake in that debate, and they were all coming after her, and she handled them. The commentator, she says, "Aren't you going to take control of this debate? Who's running this debate?" You know, she said to the commentator, like, "Oh, what? You know, the Arizona gubernatorial Republican debates aren't usually so heated, but if you know Kari Lake, that's the most important race tonight, just because it's high profile. She's celebrity. She's the future. You know, so we definitely want that win. But if she's 22 points ahead, a lot of people, they say, she's 22 points ahead. I got to be home. Don't do that. Don't do that. Every vote counts. You can't do that to yourself and say no. Now here will be the thing to watch for, though. This Fox banning of President Trump. Now everyone's going to be talking about this today. It was all over Newsmax yesterday. Dick Morris has confirmed it. Now Fox News is on the spot. What are they going to do? Are they going to have President Trump on so they can show that he's not banned?
I would think so.
It's risky. You know he's going to say, "Why'd you ban me? Why haven't you had me on for 105 days?" Then what do? Deny it? He hasn't been on. That's not going to go over well with Trump. He'll be right there all over that. It's risky. But listen, everyone needs to share this information about Fox News banning Donald Trump and put them on the spot and correct this. And this, I don't know who over there thinks that there's a future with Pence. But somebody does.
What guy? Pence.
Oh, he's the worst.
Look, he's branded.
Yeah, listen, liberal Al would do better in the Republican primary than Mike Pence. I mean, he's Steve. Yeah, his name. They call him Judas Pence. I mean, come on. You know, no, Judas Pence. Oh my goodness. No, but for the way that they are promoting Pence, when last week he gave a speech, they carried the full thing, right? It was an hour, it was like 9:30, 10 o'clock in the morning. When have you ever seen a speech of a former vice president carried live on any news outlet? Ever. Ever. I've never seen a speech of a sitting vice president carried live on television before in its entirety. And to do this thing with Pence, and I listened to the whole thing, okay? And I agreed with everything I heard him say. He was talking about fighting against woke and transgender this and all this, but you can't fall for that trap. I mean, I've never seen it. It's almost like there's a new movie coming out. The leading man's unknown, and the Hollywood press machine is promoting this guy you never heard of, like he's the greatest actor ever. It's like they got this whole PR machine going on at Fox News for Pence, but it's going to fail because none of us like him. I mean, that's just the way it is, and it's never going to change. There's nothing Pence can do to rehabilitate himself. He's done.
Waning moments here. Did you see Mark Levin last night?
Oh, no, I did not. Oh, okay. 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 I'll check it out. Well, listen, we're almost out of time for today. You know, Steve, I was telling you, you were out last week, for most of last week. We have been hearing today, all these calls we got from Wellington today were amazing. We have been hearing from so many new listeners on our news stations up in Palm Beach and the Treasure Coast. Well, you know, it takes people a little while to figure out the show, and I understand it's intimidating to call in. This is a, this is a show that's not always easy to call in. But if you're new and you've never called before, we always give you a pass not to receive the treatment the first couple of calls. You know, we don't want to shock you, but it's not. How could anyone disagree with anything that we're saying? I mean, I don't see how. Yeah. But all the new listeners from the new stations that have been calling in and participating, welcome. And we've had some really sharp callers that are new to this show and to talk radio and talking about the issues, and it's great. Well, listen, we're out of time. We'll be back tomorrow morning. The Steve Kane Show is weekday mornings right here from 5 a.m. till 9 a.m. I'm Brian Craig. Steve Kane is here, a little under the weather still. This is the longest running radio show in the state of Florida. Thanks for listening, and we will talk to you tomorrow morning. Take care, everyone.
South Florida's Good Time Oldies is here.
All right, guys. Hey, listen. Thanks, everyone, for watching today. Before you go, please like the video. And if you're new, subscribe, all right? That helps me out a lot, too. I got a meeting I have to go to a little later this morning, so got a lot going on here. Great calls today. A lot of great calls on the show today. All right, everyone, I'm going to take off, but I'll see you soon, all right? Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like the video before you go, all right? Take care.